And today we got the Battle of Alberta, guys. This one's gonna be amazing. Last game was 6-9, if you can believe that. So hopefully we get a good game here tonight, just like that one. We got it here on Pulse Sports. So it will be a dandy.
What's up, guys? Welcome to the
Oilers
stream.
in the Flames. Today we got the Battle of Alberta, guys. This one's gonna be
better.
amazing. This series is going to be incredible. This
6-9.
game is going to be incredible. And I'm
that.
glad you guys
So
are going to be here
hopefully-
with me. So we get a good game here tonight, just like that one.
The Canes and
We got
Hurricanes
here
just wrapped up.
on
Carolina
Pulse
won
Sports.
2-0, so they take a 2-0
So
lead.
it will be
in
a
that
dandy.
series. This game,
Oilers
is
and the
about to start.
Flames.
Let's
Nothing
see.
better. This series is going to be
Lineup
incredible. This game is going to be
sheets.
incredible, and I'm glad you guys are going to be here with me.
Got it.
So
The
one's from
Canes and
last- I
Hurricanes
didn't
just
have time to make another one. And that's from when Nurse was out, but pretty much the same. I noticed that they moved Draisaitl to right wing, and then they moved Yamamoto down to third line, and then Kane is playing up in the first line for the Oilers. So that's pretty much the story for them. And then let me send you guys a link. So those of you guys, well, we'll do it later. Off the draw, Hannafin back to collect it, and it's on an automatic icing. So that gives me time to post the link into my Instagram stories, so some of you guys can see that we are live. Okay, so it's a battle in the corner. McDavid and Hannafin in the Flames end. Markstrom to my right. Smith to my left. Shot goes wide. Coleman picks it up in the corner. Draisaitl on him. Draisaitl picks his pocket and he'll send it around the boards for Cody Cece's at the point. Dumps it down for Evander Kane. He'll leave it. And it's picked up by Backlund, and the Flames are moving upwards. Here comes Mangiapane along the near boards. Cece steals it away from him, and he'll safely play it around the back of the net to Nurse. Nurse sends it back around for Cece, and both teams regroup and get a change. Cece gains the red line and dumps it in. Puck goes past Markstrom to Goodbranson. Goodbranson trying to chips it out. He can't do it. And Nugent Hopkins keeps it in for the Oilers. But taken away is Johnny Gaudreau. He's got a step on Bouchard. Bouchard cuts in. Shot by Gaudreau! And it's gloved by Mike Smith. So right off the bat, an excellent scoring opportunity for Johnny Gaudreau. And he can't capitalize as he's robbed by Mike Smith. And if you know anything about the last game, the Flames scored 2 goals in the opening 2 minutes to start that one. And Gaudreau had an excellent chance. Tried to go across to the far side, but Mike Smith was ready and makes an excellent glove save. Good start so far. Okay. Just sent out the tweet so some of you guys can come see if you want to. Oilers have it in the neutral zone. Gaining the blue line as McDavid drops it back for Kane. A shot goes wide of Markstrom. Here come the Flames the other way. Over the red line. It's Yarncrook. Plays over to Foley. Tries to take a shot and it's blocked. Goes into the far corner. It'll be chipped away by Ryan McLeod. And he'll dump it all the way down into the Flames end, where they will retrieve it. From his own zone, trying to get a stretch pass for the Flames, but it goes all the way to Smith. They couldn't connect on the pass, so both teams will make a change here. It's Brett Kulak from behind his zone. He was acquired from the Montreal Canadiens earlier in the season, and has helped Edmonton's blue line. He had 5 goals, 16 assists for a total of 21 points in the regular season.
Daryl Sutter, head coach of the Flames, is a Jack Adams finalist. As he should be, he's done a good job with the Flames this season. Oilers win the draw. It's Hyman behind the net, trying to go around the boards to CC. But the pass is intercepted by a Flame and will dump it all the way back into the neutral zone. Tkachuk with it now, by his own boards, by his own bench, and he'll just dump it in around. Puck is too hot for Smith to handle. Puck comes to Gaudreau. He couldn't handle it either and goes all the way back to the Calgary blue line. Flames in the neutral zone now. They get to Gaudreau. Gaudreau over the line, dancing between 5 Oilers is he. Back to the point. A shot there goes wide to Mike Smith. Tkachuk behind the net, centers one, and then it'll come back up to the point. Slides over to Gaudreau. Shot by Stone is blocked again. A shot, another one by Stone. He scores! Michael Stone! And the Calgary Flames strike first again in Game 2. And the Flames are on the board, and they have a 1-0 lead. So Stone takes a couple cracks at it. First few shots were blocked, and then he just keeps hacking away and taking shots from the blue line, and this one goes all the way through and into the back of the net. Was it deflected? Lindholm was in front. I don't believe... nope. Nobody touched it, so that goal will go to Michael Stone. Alright, pencil broke. Oilers win the draw. Puck goes back into their end. Smith will play it. There's a door off with it in his own end. He'll dump it in after getting the red line. Bouchard. Try to get a stretch pass. Finds Goodbranson instead. He'll play it up. Flames in the neutral zone. They'll look to attack. Poking it into the zone was a Flame. Go all the way down into the near corner. Bouchard will pick it up. D to Keith. Looking to break out are the Oilers. Here they come. Trying to gain the Calgary blue line. They fail to do so. Markstrom will play it around the boards. And the Flames, Mangiapane gets decked by Kyler Yamamoto along the near boards. Puck is picked up by Rasmus Andersson, who'll look to break out for the Flames. Puck is worked in deep into the Oilers zone. It's Backlund on the near boards. Backlund looking for a centering pass. It's blocked behind the net. It's Coleman tried to wrap it around. That one wouldn't go. Kept into the zone by Hanifin. Hanifin sends it around. Goes point to point. A shot there from the point is blocked in front and picked up by McLeod. McLeod gets it into the neutral zone, and the Flames will have to regroup. Getting the red line, they just dump it in. Puck goes right to Smith, and he'll play it. Flames have possession again. Here they come. It's Kylington. Gains the blue line. Kylington centers one, and it hit an Oiler and deflected into the far corner. Dangerous pass there. McDavid has it. McDavid gains the red line. Moving with speed. McDavid on his forehand. From the circle, tried to center it to Kane. That one couldn't go. Puck is kept in and shot wide and picked up by Kylington. Kylington moves it ahead. Yarncrook over the red line for Toffoli. Toffoli. Toe drag. Swept away by McDavid. McDavid sending it over to Draisaitl. He is met by Zadorov, and the puck is stolen away. Here comes Goodbranson. Over to Dubé. Over the blue line. We'll dump it in and work it in deep for Lindholm. Lindholm gets chucked into the corner. Some physicality. Puck is centered by Tkachuk, and it's too hot to handle at the point by Gaudreau. And the Flames will have to work it back out to their own zone. Hounding Rasmus Andersson. That's Jesse Puljujarvi. Good forecheck there from Puljujarvi. Gaudreau over the blue line now. Working it into the Oilers zone. Pass is intercepted by Brett Kulak. Flames have it again after working it in through the neutral zone. Gaudreau muscling away Kulak. Hit by Tkachuk on Kulak, and Kulak is down. And now he's finally getting up. Puck is all the way back into the Flame zone. Will be played by Stone, the only goal scorer so far. Over to Kylington. Kylington over the red line for Gaudreau. Gets it back to Kylington. Kylington on the far board takes a shot, and it's picked up by Smith, and he'll hold. And some nastiness after the whistle is blown. 14:02 to go in the first. And Brett Kulak is seeing the trainer on the bench as he took a hard hit from Tkachuk and Gaudreau in the far corner. And you have to hope that he's okay. Gaudreau pushed him into Tkachuk. That's a tongue twister. And he went down.
but he remains on the Oilers bench, so that's good news. They're chirping at each other from the bench. A shot for a point. They score! Off the face-off! Brett Ritchie on the rebound. Calgary has a 2-0 lead. And just like that, Calgary once again scores the first 2 goals of the game. Madness from the Saddle Dome. Wow, so off the draw. They take the shot. Smith couldn't handle it. Puck trickles to his right, and right there on the doorstep is Brett Ritchie to make it a 2-0 game. You wonder if Jay Woodcroft would call a timeout at this point in time. Initial shot was by Blake Coleman. And after having an excellent first series against the Kings, Smith is having quite the opposite in round 2 against the Flames. Hard hit at the boards, picked up by Zadorov. He'll send it in for Mangiapane. Puck is taken away from him. And here come the Oilers. Derek Ryan works it in deep for them. Puck is played by Markstrom, and it'll come all the way back out to the blue line. And a big hit on Mangiapane by an Oiler. Couldn't see who it was. It's picked up by Backlund. Backlund moving in. Gets it to Mangiapane. A shot, and the rebound is swept away by Smith. Back up at the point. Flames working in deep. It's Coleman working on Bouchard and hits him up high, and that's going to be a penalty. And the Edmonton Oilers have a chance to cut the lead in half as they're about to go to the power play. Rebound is swept away by Smith. Call. Back up at the point. Flames working in deep. It's Coleman working on Bouchard and hits him up high, and that's going to be a penalty. And the Edmonton Oilers have a chance to cut the lead in half as they're about to go to the power play. 13-16 to go in the first. Calgary has a 2-0 lead. It's going to be a high sticking call. Wow, that second goal really caught me off guard. It was have their first power play right off the rip. Power play overall. They won the draw, got it back to Coleman. He took a shot, and just Smith couldn't handle it. And on the doorstep, waiting for it was Brett Ritchie. I don't think Daryl Sutter's very happy about that. They're going to go to commercial. 13-16 to go in the first. Flames have a 2-0 lead. To this point, the goal scorers are Stone. And that second goal really caught me off guard. It was that is Stone's second play right off to Ritchie. They won the draw, got it back to Coleman. He took a shot, and just Smith couldn't handle it. So on the doorstep, waiting for it was Brett Ritchie. Stuff for the Flames. For the Oilers, they once again find themselves behind. Flames have a 2-0 lead. To this point, the goal scorers are Stone. We saw that they could come back from, and Ritchie for the Flames. 6-2. That is Stone's second of the playoffs. Ritchie. So they are capable of coming back, but it's not a situation you want to find yourself in. So to start the game. I'm going to try and improve stuff my for the Flames. For the Oilers, they once again find themselves behind early on in the game. But we saw that they could come back from, what was it, 6-2 or something like that, the first game. So they are capable of coming back, but it's not a situation you want to find yourself in to start the game. I'm going to try and improve my lighting situation here, so give me a second. That doesn't feel like I'm sitting in a cave. I got some backlighting over here, so. All right. We are back. Edmonton to the power play. We'll see if they can cut this in half. I'm currently interviewing Daryl Sutter. I'd like to hear what he has to say, but I have this on mute for copyright reasons, of course. So, I unfortunately can't hear any of the audio from the live feed, as I prioritize my own audio. That's what's going through here is my own audio, so. Oilers win the draw at the line. They'll move it over. Tyson Barrie slides it over to Draisaitl. Centering pass. Couldn't go. They'll hold it in, though, by Barrie. He'll send it around the boards. Kept in. They'll slide it around for McDavid in the near corner. He's met by 2 Flames. And the Oilers... Draisaitl picks it up, sends it on over to Nugent Hopkins. Back to Draisaitl, a shot! And it's blocked in front. He has it again, though, on the rebound. Sends it back up to Barrie. Back over to Hopkins on the far wall. He'll try and get it back to Barrie, but the puck slides over the blue line, and the Oilers have to regroup. Over the blue line is McDavid. Sends it over for Draisaitl. Draisaitl works it back in deep. A shot on the backhand! Wouldn't go. That was Zach Hyman. Kyle Yarncroc gets it out for the Flames. 1:05 remaining. Kyle Yarncroc gets it out, plays for the Flames to the red line for McDavid. 5 remaining on the power play. The puck over to Draisaitl. Plays it up to the red line for McDavid. By Mangiapane. McDavid. Oilers having trouble the puck over to Draisaitl. Draisaitl retreats by Mangiapane as the Oilers having trouble entering the Flames zone. Draisaitl heads off. Draisaitl retreats as the Oilers will try and get a different look. Draisaitl heads off. Duncan Keith has it, working it over the red line. By McLeod. Gets it to Yamamoto on the near boards. Yamamoto trying to center it. Keith has it, working it over the red line. Doing so as he's met by a flame. Yamamoto on the near boards. Bouchard shot. Deflected in front but goes wide. Doing so as he's met by a flame. Back out top near boards. Bouchard shot. Deflected in front but goes wide. McLeod. And surveying his near boards. Goes back to Bouchard again. Works it in deep. Bouchard slides it over. A shot there. Sprawling out to make the save is Markstrom. Another one. Save again. A shot there. Sprawling out to make the save is Markstrom. Finally blows another one. Save again. And Markstrom sprawled out. Where's the puck? After the referee finally blows the whistle, and McLeod is jousting to Foley after on the Edmonton power play. 17 seconds to go on the Edmonton power play. So good stuff we're seeing here so far. And Evander Kane is talking to the ref. It was shot by Duncan Keith. And it was deflected in front by Yamamoto. Markstrom made this initial save, makes another save on McLeod, and then the puck is just lost in the blue paint. I guess if Markstrom eventually got it. As the referee blew the whistle. Evander Kane finds his way into the penalty box, as does Toffoli. So does McLeod. So McLeod is in the penalty box, Kane is in the box. And it's going to be 4-on-4 for 17 seconds. So Coleman's in the box for the Flames. We already knew that. That was from earlier. Toffoli goes into the box, and then Kane and McLeod are in there for the Oilers. So the Flames will have a power play in 17 seconds. You can't deny that Evander Kane has been a good pickup for the Oilers. His temper flares sometimes. You can see it on the ice, but overall he's been very good offensively. He had 22 goals, 17 assists, for a total of 39 points with the Oilers in the regular season. So he was a good acquisition and fits nicely into their lineup. Calgary wins the draw, draws to the left of Smith. Hanifin slides it over to Anderson. Anderson, a drive, and it's swallowed up by Smith. 11 seconds to go on the 4-on-4. I really like seeing 4-on-4 action because it opens up the ice. You know, sometimes you see like the 3-on-3. That's a lot of open ice. That's a ton of open ice. But and things can get kind of crazy in 3-on-3. But 4-on-4 I like because it's just a small dose of just open ice, like the perfect amount of open ice in my opinion. Flames win the draw. It's Anderson at the blue line. He'll work it in deep, and they'll send it back up to Anderson. Slides it on over for Gaudreau. Gaudreau back to Anderson on the far point. Back to Gaudreau. Gaudreau walks the line, hands it over. Shot by Tkachuk. Goes wide, held in by Gaudreau. Up, he loses it, and it'll go back in to the neutral zone, and the Flames will regroup. The Flames are now on the power play. 1:30 to go on that. 10:57 to go in the first period. Gaudreau over the red line. We'll just dump it in, and the Flames will look to attack. It's Lindholm. Try to get up for Anderson, but the pass was too hard, and it'll go all the way back down into the Flames zone. Oilers penalty kill, 85.2%, as the sixth best in the playoffs. Flame power play, 11.1. That's 14th. Flames back into the Oilers zone, working in deep. Gaudreau behind the net tries to center it, and was deflected by two Oilers. And now, on a break, it's Derek Ryan, short-handed. Ryan gets it over. A shot there by Bouchard, goes wide. And the Flames now trying to generate an odd man rush. Can they do it? Bouchard cross-checks Gaudreau, and that is going to be a penalty. Gaudreau didn't even have the puck, and Bouchard gets him square in the back, and Gaudreau falls over. So that is not a good penalty. And I wonder, they're pointing at Lindholm. Are they going to take Lindholm too? This is interesting. We'll have to see how this goes. We'll have to see what happens here. So Gaudreau finds himself in the penalty box. I'm not sure about that call. Are they saying it was embellishment? Bouchard is in the box as well, so maybe they got him for embellishment. I'm gonna see if I can get the tablet running so we can see what the penalties are. Because this isn't making a whole lot of sense. Lindholm was battling with Duncan Keith in the corner after that happened, so maybe that's why they were talking to him. But I don't understand why Gaudreau is in the box. That doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me, unless they got him for embellishment. Let's see. Just says Johnny Gaudreau minor so far, so we'll keep an eye on that. But Lindholm got an embellishment penalty. Bouchard got roughing against Lindholm. But where does the Gaudreau minor come from? So we're back to 4-on-4 for 46 seconds. Okay, Gaudreau embellishment against Evan Bouchard. So Bouchard cross-checks Gaudreau. Bouchard goes off and starts roughing Lindholm up. So I guess the rest are just taking everybody off the ice here, I guess. Anyway, Oilers have it in the neutral zone. Hyman rooks it in deep. And you got a stoppage in play. 33 seconds to go on the 4-on-4. Big hit by Ceci on Lewis along the boards. And that's what this series is going to be, man. It's going to be physical. It's going to be some good stuff. If you like scoring, physicality, this is it. This is the stuff to watch. Oilers have it in their own zone. It's Kulak trying to play it for Yamamoto. Stolen away by Backlund. Backlund one-on-one with Smith, and he lost the puck. It rolled off his stick. A brilliant opportunity, and he couldn't capitalize. Oilers going the other way. They'll dump it in straight into the glove of Markstrom, and he'll hold. 14 seconds to go on the 4-on-4. 9:46 to go in the first. Backlund was in one-on-one with Mike Smith, and the puck just rolled off his stick. Didn't even get the shot off. What a break for the Oilers. They're going to commercial. That is a huge, huge break for the Oilers. He was in one-on-one after stealing the puck away from Yamamoto. So, yeah, a lot of penalties so far. Let's see how many penalties and minutes we got. Shots on goal, 8-6 in favor of the Flames. Both are even in the face-off circle, 50%. Flames are 0 for 1 on the power play. Oilers are 0 for 2. 8 penalty minutes for the Flames, 6 for the Oilers. 7 hits for the Oilers to the Flames, 6. 3 blocks to 2 in favor of the Oilers, and then each team has 1 giveaway and 1 takeaway. And a recap, Flames' first goal was scored by Michael Stone, the second one by Brett Ritchie. Stone's goal was a shot from the point that just went straight through, and then Ritchie's goal was initial shot was by Blake Coleman,
Puck was stopped by Smith, but he trickled through on the right side, and Ritchie was on the doorstep to pick that up, and he scores. And that's the story so far, 2-0 in favor of the Flames. If this series goes 7, if we get a game 7 of this, man, we are definitely doing that on the live stream. That's just, oh my gosh, that'd be so crazy. Okay, we are back. It's just, they're showing the Backlund thing, and he tries to go forehand to backhand, and he just loses it. He just loses it. Forehand to backhand, yep, and loses it on the backhand. Puck goes into the far corner. Man, that is a tough break for him, but a lucky break for the Oilers, and they need it. Down 2-0. 14 seconds left on the 4-on-4, 9:46 to go in the first. Draw is to the right of Markstrom at the far circle, so puck is played along the boards. Zadorov has it, works into the neutral zone, working up with Dubé. He'll dump it in for him. Dubé in the near corner button hooks and is hit by Nugent Hopkins, and the puck is stolen away. Edmonton is now on the power play. $1:10 to go on that. Dropped off, McDavid goes to the neutral zone with speed to the near boards. Sends it back along for Draisaitl at the point. Draisaitl moves on over for Nugent Hopkins. He'll send it to McDavid. McDavid at the top of the circle. Moves it in to Hyman, and he couldn't get the shot off in the slot. Puck will come along the boards, and it's picked up by Dubé, and he'll send it all the way back to Smith. A little present for him. 45 seconds to go on the Edmonton power play. Tyson Barrie drops off for McDavid. McDavid will work through the neutral zone with speed. Again, comes towards the near boards, moves into the slot, sends it over to Nugent Hopkins at the far circle. Nugent Hopkins back up to the point. Tyson Barrie will send it over to Draisaitl at the near circle. Draisaitl back up top for Barrie, a drive, and it's saved by Markstrom and sent in the near corner. Back up top for Barrie again, and a shot is saved by Markstrom. Rebound comes back out to McDavid on the far boards. McDavid at the circle. McDavid to the slot, a backhander, and it goes wide. McDavid picks up his own rebound, button hooks, and moves back towards the slot. Tries to get over to Draisaitl, and he does. Draisaitl moves it back up top for
at the
Barrie.
circle. McDavid to the slot, a backhander, and it goes wide. McDavid into the slot. McDavid picks up his own rebound, over to Draisaitl at one timer. Towards the slot. Wide. Tries to get over to Draisaitl, and he does. Draisaitl. And Anderson moves it back up top for Barrie.
The battle.
Barrie slides on Coleman for McDavid. And McDavid to the slot for Nugent Hopkins. Nugent Hopkins over to Draisaitl at one timer. Goes wide.
On a shot there.
McDavid is stopped by Smith.
And Anderson battling the corner.
Anderson wins the battle, and he'll get it up to Coleman
to center ice.
And the Flame.
Ryan McLeod wins the battle.
He's got it. Tries to feed it over for CC, and the pass is deflected by a Flame.
But the Oilers recover.
Yamamoto, big hit onto Chuck in the corner. Flames have it at center ice. Deflection, the puck ping-pongs around, and it's going to be an offsides call. And you get a whistle with 7:43 to go in the first. So good looks for the Oilers on the power play. It just couldn't get things going there. Well, they did get something going, but they just couldn't get the puck to go their way into the back of the net. Jay Woodcroft is talking to one of the linesmen. Not sure what that's about. Flames win the draw. Zadorov tries to feed it up for one of his teammates. Puck ping-pongs back up to Goodbranson, and he'll just dump it in. McLeod from behind his own net. Over to CC. Oilers trying to get out of their own zone. Flames on the forecheck, stealing it away is Backlund. Ritchie slides over to Lucic. Lucic's on the far boards. Works it in deep. Around the boards, goes back up to the point, and sent back in. Lucic is working with Darnell Nurse. Backlund along the far boards. Stolen away, and the Oilers will work it out to center ice and just dump it in. Goodbranson now slides it west to east over to Zadorov. Zadorov works it in deep for the Flames. Bouchard has it, and he'll swing it around to neutral ice for Draisaitl. Draisaitl over to McDavid with speed. McDavid into the slot, a shot, and it's staved by Markstrom. Puck comes back up to the point. Duncan Keith waits and holds, slides over to Bouchard. Bouchard working into the slot. Bouchard a shot, is blocked in front by Anderson, and he's feeling that one. Now Kane with the puck at the top of the circle. A shot goes wide. Picked up by McDavid. McDavid on the backhand slides it to Draisaitl. Draisaitl on the near boards. At the half wall, Draisaitl slides it around for McDavid. Behind the net he goes. Back into the slot. A shot. They score! The Edmonton Oilers cut the deficit in half. It's a shot by Duncan Keith. Brilliant feed by McDavid. And the Oilers are on the board. Play La Bamba, baby. A fan in the crowd, an Oilers fan, has a sign with Ben Stelter on it that says, Play La Bamba, baby. I love that. I love Ben Stelter, man. I'm not a fan of the Oilers, I'm not a fan of the Flames. I'm completely neutral, but I love Ben Stelter. You have to love Ben Stelter. So, amazing stuff. And the Oilers are on the board. Evander Kane was at the front of the net, so we'll see if he is credited with that. But it was Keith with the initial shot, and I guess they're awarding Keith with the goal so far. 6:22 to go in the first. And so, bouncing puck is swallowed up by Markstrom. And it'll hold. So, 2-1, 6:15 to go in the first, and it looks like they're going to give the goal to Duncan Keith. So, good for him. Longtime Blackhawk, now with the Oilers. His first season in Edmonton. Flames win the draw to the left of Markstrom. Behind their own net they go. Stone has a goal in this game, slides it up to the neutral zone, where the puck will ping-pong around and eventually come to the stick of McLeod. He'll slide over to Kulak in his own zone. Kulak, stretch pass, trying to go for McLeod. Too hot for him to handle, and behind the net the Flames have it. Swing up the boards, here they come. Flames working in deep. Oilers weren't having that, and I'll get it back up to the neutral zone. McLeod has it over the Flame line, and he'll dump it in. So I'll go for a change. Dubé with it now. Dubé into neutral ice will slide over to Foley. Pass was ahead of him. Foley brilliantly wins the battle and tries to keep it in deep, but no other Flames are there to be found, so it'll be taken away by Cody Ceci. And they'll battle at the blue line with it. Mangiapane wins the battle, and they'll work it in deep on Darnell Nurse. Puck comes around, a shot to the point. Goes wide, picked up by Mangiapane on the half wall. Cody Ceci working on him. Puck squirts out to Backlund. Backlund hounded into the corner by Nurse. Oilers steal it away and work it back up to neutral ice. And it'll come all the way to Markstrom, who'll play it. Into the neutral zone it goes. Coleman racing with Duncan Keith, and Keith wins the race. And he'll swing it around the boards up top for Hyman. Hyman loses the race to Hanifin. And Hanifin button hooks, and he'll send it up around the boards. Held in by Ryan. A shot is swallowed up by Markstrom. Shots are 10-9 in favor of the Flames. Duncan Keith has the most recent goal. 2-1 is our score, with 5:02 to go in the first period. So, I asked for an eventful first period, and we got it. 2-1 is our score. First goal was scored by Stone, slapper from the point, assisted by Gaudreau and Tkachuk. That's Stone's second of the playoffs. That made it 1-0. Excuse me, and then Brett Ritchie scored the next goal. Initial shot was by, I thought it was Coleman at first, but now they're saying it was Goodbranson. So I guess Lewis won the draw, Goodbranson took the shot, and then Ritchie got the rebound, made it 2-0. And then most recently, at 13:30 of the first period, with about 6 minutes to go, Duncan Keith scored his first goal of the playoffs, assisted by Connor McDavid and Leon Draisaitl. And so that made it 2-1. So, that is where we stand. That's the story so far. McDavid, noticeable as always. Generational talent. What can you say? He's been good in this game. Johnny Gaudreau had some good chances early. He's been noticeable as well. Earlier on, not too long ago, Backlund had a one-on-one chance with Smith, tried to go forehand to backhand, and the puck wasn't having its way and slipped off his stick, and glorious scoring opportunity missed on a one-on-one.
That would have made it 3-0. He had scored, but that is not the case. And the Oilers got the next goal, so now it's a 2-1 game. So you got to wonder how that would have improved the situation for the Flames. As I said, when that happened, the Oilers caught a break, and they ended up getting the next goal. So things are going right for them. I don't know why it's so dark in here today. It wasn't that dark the other day, but I'm going to say 14 assists in 9 playoff games this season. That's Connor McDavid's stat line. It's the most through 9 games since Wayne Gretzky in 1989, who also had 14. So, interesting stat. ESPN type stat. That's what they showed on the screen, so I'm telling you guys here. ESPN stat. Draws one to the left of Markstrom by the Flames. Hanifin works it up for Mangiapane. Mangiapane slides it over to Coleman. Coleman wins the race to Keith and takes a shot on the backhand. Stopped by Smith. Coleman on the rebound tries to swing it in front, and it's picked off by an Oiler, and they'll send it up and out. No icing. Behind the net, it's Hanifin. He'll wait as both teams take a change. And the Flames will finally try and break out at the red line. Moving it in. Gaudreau. Flames keep it in. Kylington slides over to Gaudreau. Fans on the shot. And other shot is taken by the Oilers in front. It's kind of a weak shot. And they'll get back up to the neutral zone, but the Flames have it again. Lindholm dumps it in along the wing near boards. It's Kylington. Shot is blocked by Zach Hyman, and he will work around Kylington. And here he comes. Hyman from the circle goes behind the net, tries to center it, and the puck is bouncing. Where is it? It's under Markstrom. The puck is in the back of the net, but the referee is signaling no goal. He must have blown the whistle before the puck entered the net. I wonder if they're going to review this. Call on the ice is no goal. Puck found its way into the back of the net. That would make it a 2-2 game with 3:37 to go in the first. And yeah, they are going to take a look at it. So let's see the replay. Shot, stopped by Markstrom. Centering pass ends up in Markstrom's paraphernalia. And then the puck ends up in the back of the net. But the referee is waving no goal. So that is where we stand at this point. Yeah, Markstrom never had the puck. He never actually covered it. So the only thing that would make this not a goal is if the referee had blown the whistle prior to the puck crossing the goal line. As we know, referees will blow the whistle before if they lose track of the puck, and sometimes that just happens if the goalie doesn't have it and before it goes over the goal line. So that might be the case here. I can't definitively say because I can't hear the sound. I have this game muted for copyright reasons, so I don't actually know when the referee blew the whistle, but Markstrom never had the puck. And here comes the official ruling. No goal. So no goal is the call. 3:37 to go. Oilers do not get a goal. It's still 2-1. Calgary leads the series 1-0, and so both teams have caught a break here in the first period. Oilers on the botched 1-1 by Backlund, and then here the Flames with the no goal. 3:37 to go, and Jay Woodcroft is barking at the referee, as most coaches would in a situation like this. And yeah, I can read his lips. He's not saying very kind words. He's being quite rude, but what can you say? Some profanity there. Not very nice of you, Jay, but oh well. Draws to the right of Markstrom. Excuse me, it'll be Backlund on the draw for the Flames. Oilers win it. It's Draisaitl there. And the puck is worked in deep. Along the half wall it is now. Puck squirts out in the Flames. At center ice, it's Coleman. We'll just dump it into the near corner. Mangiapane, the first one on that. Cody Ceci defending on him. Oilers stealed away. It's Kane along the far boards. Will chip it into himself, working on Rasmus Anderson. Puck comes to McDavid at the point, and he's able to keep it in. Gets decked after he does, though. Behind the net, it's Kane.
Kane on his forehand, now to his backhand. Try to get it to Draisaitl, and he does. Draisaitl gets back up to Kane. Holding it in is Cody Ceci, but the puck squeaks out, and Noah Hannafin's the first one on that. 1-on-1 with Nurse. Hannafin a shot, and it's swallowed up by Smith. 2:50 to go in the first. Oh, man, this series is good, man. This series is good. This is a good game. A lot of hate between these teams. Man, this reminds me of, like, 2012 Penguins and Flyers. It's just, like, there's scoring, but there's so much, like tension and physicality. It's awesome, man. It's great. Here we go. Lucic loses the draw to Derek Ryan, and the Oilers have it. They'll swing it back up to the neutral zone. Puck pinballs around, eventually comes to Tyson Barrie. Barrie over the Flames line. Will work it in deep to himself. Goodbranson defending him. Battle in the boards for the puck. Flames win that battle, and it's Lucic along the near boards. Will send it back out to the Oilers zone. Or it could be picked up by Brett Kulak. Kulak swings it out, and the Flames have it now in their own zone. So a little game of passing back and forth. Puck is worked back up, and now the Oilers have it in neutral ice, and they're gonna stop the puck here. It might have hit the door to the bench and then bounced back into play. The door was open, so I guess they're gonna stop play here with 2:16 to go in the first period. We get a stoppage in play. So again, we had an almost goal, but it was blown off due to a premature whistle. Flames catch a break. Oilers, not so much. Lose out on a goal, would have been 2-2. Oilers win the draw at the Flames line. Bouchard gains the red line and dumps it in. Stone is the first man on that. Stone try to swing it over. Shot comes to the point, and it'll be a shot by Nugent Hopkins. Is stopped by Markstrom. Nugent Hopkins in the far corner now. Has it. We'll try and work it over to Puljujarvi. Picked up there by Hyman. Shot there. Save made by Markstrom. Rebound into the near corner. Picked up by Nugent Hopkins. Nugent Hopkins swings it out to Hyman. We'll try and get it to the point, and he couldn't do it. Couldn't keep the puck in for the Oilers, and they have to regroup. They'll just dump it in the Flames. We'll have possession. 1:30 to go in the first period. Gaining his own blue line is Goodbranson, then sees two Oilers and immediately retreats. Gets some reinforcements, and here he comes. Goodbranson tries to stretch past to Coleman, and he couldn't get it, so it'll be an icing. 1:15 to go in the first period. Calgary up 2-1. And Markstrom, big save on the one-timer by Nugent Hopkins earlier. And Puljujarvi couldn't tap home the rebound. Shots are 13-12 in favor of the Oilers. So pretty evenly matched offensively, and that is true, I would say. Flames have just capitalized twice, and the Oilers once. That's the story. Draisaitl kicked out of the face-off draw. Draws on the far circle to the right of Markstrom. Flames win the draw. Gaudreau at the half wall. We'll send it over to Goodbranson, and he'll dump it in. Smith to play it. We'll play it back for Ceci. Ceci up around the boards. Final minute of play. Draisaitl at neutral ice. We'll go coast to coast. McDavid in the slot. McDavid gets it over to Kane on his backhand, and he sends the shot wide. It'll be picked up by the Flames. We get a stoppage of play now. 51.2 to go in the first period. Are we about to get a penalty? Yes, we are. Hooking. And looks like the Oilers are going to go to the power play. Nikita Zadorov is the culprit. He'll head to the box. So with 51.2 to go, on that play when Kane was going to his backhand on that shot, it was hooked by Zadorov, so they call the penalty. Oilers keeping it at the point. McDavid sends it around for Hyman, too hot for him to handle. Rasmus Andersson gets it out. Oilers in their own end. It's Tyson Barrie. 35 seconds to go. Gets up to McDavid. McDavid at the red line. Will dump it in. And Markstrom to play it. And Markstrom trying to get it out. Eventually gets it to Draisaitl. Kept in by the Oilers. Nugent Hopkins at the line. Hands it over to McDavid. Far circle. McDavid slides it over to Draisaitl. Pass was blocked in the slot and tipped over. Draisaitl works it up to Barrie. Barrie over to Draisaitl at the half wall. Draisaitl spins around. On his backhand, tries to center it. Tipped away. Another shot for Draisaitl and stopped by Markstrom. Puck is loose. At McDavid at the circle. 1 second to go, and that will do it for the first period. Wow, a lot of commotion happening at the end of the period here. But the Oilers aren't able to score, and they will have an abbreviated power play to start the second period. And the Flames catch a break. So, 2-1 is our score at the end of one as we head to intermission. Kane is talking to the officials. But that is that. So, story so far, let's recap, shall we? First goal of the game was scored by Michael Stone. 3:02 into the first period. Flames got off to a quick start. It was Stone on a slapper from the point. Goes through everybody and beats Smith. 1-0 Flames. Then Brett Ritchie got his second of the playoffs. Initial shot was by Goodbranson, one off the draw. He took a shot. It was saved by Smith, but puck squeaked out, and on the rebound it was Ritchie to retrieve it, and he scores. Makes it 2-0 Flames. 6:02 into the first. Then 13:38 into the first, with about 6 or 7 minutes to go, Duncan Keith scores his first goal of the playoffs and his first playoff goal as an Oiler. Beautiful assist by Connor McDavid on his backhand and gets it to Keith, who takes a one-timer and scores, beats Markstrom, and that made it 2-1. So that is the story so far. That is where we stand. Let's take a look at the stats. So 13 shots Oilers, 12 for the Flames. Flames are winning the face-off battle, 54.5% to 45.5% for the Oilers. Neither team has a power play goal. Oilers are 0 for 3. Flames are 0 for 1. 6 penalty minutes for the Oilers, 10 for the Flames. So we have had a lot of penalties called. And rightfully so. This game has had a lot of physicality to it. 15 hits for the Oilers, 12 for the Flames. 4 blocks to 3 for the Oilers. Flames have 4 giveaways. Oilers have 3. And Flames have 2 takeaways. Oilers have 1. And that is where we stand. So let me see if anybody has a -2. Nobody in the Oilers has a -2. Does anybody have a +2 on the Flames? No. So, that is where we stand after one. Okay, so now that we're in intermission, for those of you who are watching, if you would like to drop a topic of conversation into the chat so we can talk about it during the intermission, please feel free to do so. Otherwise, I will just start talking myself and make up some topics. Actually, I'm going to get a charger for this. I got the stats pulled up here. I got to get a charger because it's about to die. So I'll get a charger for that, but if you want to drop something into the chat box, topic conversation, anything about the game, anything about sports in general, I'll be happy to answer it. To talk about it, but if not, I'll come back and I'll do my thing. So I'll be back in just a moment. Okay, I'm back. Yeah, it wasn't going to take that long. I just got to plug this in now. I hope this is long enough. Oh, man. Really? Okay. Right, that's that. Okay, so let's talk about this. Topic of conversation. So we did a recap.
Usually I'll do noticeable players that stood out, and then some players that need to do a little bit more for their teams if they want to win. So let's start out with guys that stood out to me in the first period. Gaudreau was really good for the Flames. He was making some magic happen earlier on in the period, and then later on, Noah Hannafin had a good period. Michael Stone was also noticeable. He had a goal. Was helping him with the forecheck. He was good. Yeah, I like those guys for the Flames. For the Oilers in the first period, McDavid was good. Excellent feed for Duncan Keith on that goal. He was great on that play. He was great throughout the first period. He was good. Let's see, who else was good? I liked Ryan McLeod in the first period. He was noticeable. He was getting to pucks, winning races. That's a guy to watch out for. He could have a goal here coming up, or at least make a play. So I liked Ryan McLeod. Guys that need to do a little bit more in the next period, and just in the playoffs in general. For the Flames, it's pretty obvious, and I was thinking about this earlier. It's Dylan Dubé. He's got nothing to show for these playoffs. In 8 games, 0 goals, 0 assists, 0 points. Hasn't really done a whole lot, and that's strange considering he had 18 goals, 14 assists for 32 points in the regular season. So you'd think that he would have something at this point, but he's been snake bitten and doesn't have anything. So I would expect him to step up. I would like to see him step up if I were a Flames fan. That's all I got to say for him. The rest of the Flames are doing pretty good, but just that's glaringly obvious that he needs to step up. So depth scoring is a big thing in the playoffs, and he's not providing it. So that is that. For the Oilers, another one is Warren Fogle. Warren Fogle has nothing to show for these playoffs. Or maybe, well, wait, no, this is an old stat sheet. Maybe I'm wrong. Hang on. Let's fact check myself. You gotta fact check myself. Let's see. The NHL app is so bad when it comes to stats, man. Can I just search up players? I don't understand why I have to search for the team. I'll just go to the internet and search up. Okay, Warren Fogle. It doesn't show me anything. It's unbelievable. Okay, in the playoffs. Oh, no, he doesn't have anything in the playoffs. So I guess I was right. 0 goals, 0 assists, 0 points. So yeah, my guy's Warren Fogle for the Oilers. Depth scoring, man. You want depth scoring in the playoffs if you're gonna go far. But I think they have him playing on the 3rd or 4th line, I believe. So I don't expect these guys to get a goal every night or an assist every night. But to have 0 goals through 8 games, 8 or 9 games now. This is the 9th game for them. So to have nothing to show for it that far, I'd expect something. But yeah. So Warren Fogle needs to step up, I would think. And then about Jesse Puljujarvi. Every Oilers game that I've done, and well, this is my second, so small sample size, but every Oilers game that I've done, I haven't really said his name a whole lot. So if anybody, I mean, in the Oilers' bottom 6, and he's just stands out to me that can be better, it's Puljujarvi. I mean, he can score. 14 goals, 22 assists, 36 points in the regular season. Yeah, he can score if he wants to. So I would want something from him. Goalies. The goalies have been. Mike Smith had a shaky start, but he recovered from it. He recovered pretty well. I think. Markstrom was pretty solid, just let in the Keith goal, but what are you gonna do? So you can't stop them all. unless you're Jake Ottinger. But so yeah, that's that there.
This light is terrible. It just feels so dark in here. It feels abnormally dark.
That's that there.
This light is terrible.
I don't know how to fix that, but
it just feels so dark in here. It feels abnormally dark.
that's that. So we got about how much time we got left?
We got about 8 minutes left in the intermission.
I don't know how to fix that.
But talk about Battle of Alberta. Let's talk
As
about
that, so
best rivalries in the league.
We got about how much
time we got left?
right
we got about
now?
8 minutes left in the intermission. I gotta say this one is probably at the top. Just considering we have a
Talk
playoff
about
series going on right now, it's Battle of Alberta.
Recent.
Let's talk about
So
the
right now,
best
I would
rivalries
say
in the
this
league. Rivalry has been rekindled.
Right
It's
now.
excellent. I gotta say this one is probably at the top. Just considering we have a playoff series going on right now, it's an excellent recent. So right now, I would say this rivalry. Excellent rivalry. Rekindled. It's excellent, and it's going to be good. This playoff series is going to make this rivalry great for at least the next 5 years. It's phenomenal. So I would say this is number one. You know, the one that used to be good is Penguins and Flyers, but that one is kind of. See, it's hard because when some teams get bad, they get worse. It's like it kind of takes away from the rivalry because they just keep getting dominated by the other team, and you know, when one team dominates, it's not really a rivalry. For instance, Bears and Packers. Like, why does the NFL keep forcing us to watch Bears and Packers in prime time when we all know that the Packers are just gonna like throttle the Bears? They always do it. And they're doing it again this year. They got another primetime game for the Bears and Packers. So I don't know why they keep doing that, but it's not always fun when one team dominates the rivalry. So this is good. Did the Flames win? Also, is the game over? No, the game is not over. The Flames are up 2-1 as the first intermission right now. So the game is still going. First intermission. Flames scored the first 2 goals. Then the Oilers cut the lead in half on a goal by Duncan Keith. And that's it. Yeah, that's the story so far. A lot of penalty minutes. Referees are showing no mercy. They're taking everybody off the ice if they even touch a fly. 10 penalties a minute for the Flames, 6 for the Oilers. So each teams have had a couple power plays. Nobody scored on the power play, though. Flames struck first, and then they struck twice. Those goals came in like the first 4 minutes, I believe. And then after that, good offensive pace back and forth, and then the Oilers were able to capitalize late in the period with about 13 minutes to go. So that's the story so far. And yeah, so we're here. First intermission. We got about 5 minutes until the second period starts. So if you want to drop a topic of conversation for me to talk about during intermission, feel free to do so. As we're kind of just waiting for this thing to get back started. Let's talk about the Hurricanes and the Rangers. I did not get to watch that game, but the Hurricanes won 2-0. Lowest scoring series so far. The last game was 2-1 for the Hurricanes in overtime. Right. I remember that now. So the Hurricanes won that in overtime, 2-1, and then 2-0 here. So Rangers only have 1 goal in the series so far. So tough break for them. But Hurricanes lead that series 2-0. They'll head back to MSG. Rangers, if they lose that game, will be in some trouble. And then last night I did a live stream of the Panthers and the Lightning. They will not be back playing until Sunday. They're taking 2 days off, and then the game 3 will be at Amalie Arena on Sunday. Lightning, nail biter, buzzer beater, scored in the final 3 seconds, I believe, of that game to take a 2-1 lead. So they took a 2-0 series lead back home. And they got the Panthers on their heels. So
The back-to-back defending champions are in good shape. Headed home, up 2-0. And then later on that evening, we had the Blues and the Avalanche. Avalanche did not get the win in that game. It was the Blues who won by the score of 4-1. Blues got the first 2 goals, and then I think the Avs got the next one. I watched a little bit of that game. I don't remember how it all shook out. I know the Blues had the first 2 goals, but that is that's what we got going on there. So Blues tie that series up 1-1. That is a good series. Hey, let me tell you something. Right now. That series, Blues and Avalanche, that's good. I think if anybody can beat the Avs in the West, like Calgary is a good team, Edmonton's a good team. Both those teams, any one of them could give the Avs a run for their money if they meet in the conference finals. But like the biggest threat to the Avalanche, I think, is the St. Louis Blues. The Blues have championship experience, which the Avs don't have, right? The Avs don't have that. The Blues do. So the Blues know what it takes to win. The Avalanche kind of cakewalked the the Nashville Predators, swept them. Blues come in there, give them a run for their money in the first game, ended up losing in overtime, and then get a 4-1 win in game 2. Could have easily been a 2-0 series lead for the Blues if they won that first game in overtime. So keep that in mind. Blues are a good team. They'll definitely give the Avs a run for their money. Series tied 1-1, headed back to St. Louis. If St. Louis takes game 2, watch out. I think this series is going to go at least 6 or 7 games. These are good teams, man. Another thing is playoff Bennington. You don't want to mess with playoff Bennington, man. Playoff Bennington is a different animal. Bennington's been lights out so far ever since he took over for Husso. I think he went in, game 2 or not game 2, maybe 3 or 4 in the first round series against the Wild. Ever since, he's been lights out. He's been really good. So the Avalanche are playing a whole different animal compared to the Predators, no pun intended. If you want to count the Predators as an animal, because they got that saber-tooth tiger thing. Irrelevant, but anyway. All I'm saying is the Blues are going to be a much tougher opponent than the Predators, and they are. And they're giving the Avalanche a tough time here. So it'll be interesting to see if the Avalanche get past in the second round again, or if they finally move past the Blues. And I think if the Avalanche move past the Blues, if they're able to beat them, they win the whole thing, honestly. I think the Avs are a good team. This will be a big test for them if they can pass it. They can beat anybody, honestly. And then talk about Lightning and Panthers. The Panthers they don't win this next game, they're dead. They're done. Their power play is, to put it nicely, not good. They're in trouble. So if they can't at least get a power play goal in the next game, or even win, they'll be down 2-0. It'll be tough. And it's sad because I don't want to see that series end in a sweep. I'm a fan of hockey first and foremost, not a fan of teams. So, fan of hockey first and foremost. You want to see every series be a challenge, every series be entertaining. It's been a good series so far, but to see a sweep would be kind of disappointing in the Battle of Florida. So I always like to see more games, so evenly matched. But good for the Lightning. They're doing their thing. We'll see if they three-peat, but it looks like they're in good shape to head to the Eastern Conference Final, but don't count out the comeback Cats. Don't count them out. They're a good team. We are just about set to start the second period. So I will change the score bug, which I always seem to forget to change, but not this time. Not this time. Second period about to go underway. Nikita Zadorov is still in the penalty box, as he was called for hooking on Evander Kane with about a minute left to go in the first period. So Oilers will have about a minute on the power play to start this off. It is Draisaitl against Backlund on the draw. And the Oilers win it. McDavid at the red line will carry it over the blue line, dangles around a flame, gets it to Nugent Hopkins, who'll drop it back up to the point.
Sliding it back over to Nugent Hopkins, over to McDavid at the circle, sends it to Nugent Hopkins in the slot, back up top for Barrie. Barrie gets it to McDavid in the near corner, and the Flames chop it back out to center. Oilers will have to regroup. 46 seconds to go on the Edmonton power play. Over the blue line they go. Working in deep is Barrie. Nugent Hopkins now in the near corner, battles with Lindholm. Puck squirts out to Hyman. Hyman behind the net. Will get it to Draisaitl at the circle. Draisaitl pivots and turns and sends it back up to the point for Barrie. Barrie, a shot, is blocked in front, swept away by Rasmus Andersson. Backlund has it now, carries it over the red line and over the blue line, and he will take a shot, and it'll be stopped by Smith, who will play the puck over to Nugent Hopkins at the half wall. He'll button hook. 10 seconds left to go on the Edmonton power play. Maybe one last break for the Oilers. We'll see. Over the blue line is McDavid, chopping back up to the point. Penalty is expired. Back to 5-on-5. Zadorov has it, and we get a stoppage of play. Are we about to see another penalty? I have this on mute, so I can't necessarily hear what they're saying. So I don't know what the call is here, but we'll see what the referee signals. I got this here too, so maybe that's always slow to update. So we'll see. Jay Woodcroft is not happy, so it looks like the Oilers are going to go on the penalty kill. Flames to the power play. Let's see if I can pick this out. So McDavid takes it over the blue line. And maybe they got him for too many men. Yep, too many men. 6 guys out there for the Oilers. So, too many men on the ice. Not a penalty you want to take. That's just... That's a lazy penalty. Flames to the power play. Draisaitl will serve it. And draw will be to the left of Smith. Oilers win the draw, and they'll smack it out all the way down to Markstrom, who will leave it for Andersson. Andersson, moving with speed at the red line, will turn back and drop it off for Gaudreau. Gaudreau over the red line, moving with speed to Lindholm. Lindholm over to Foley, back to Lindholm, tries to center it, and it's swallowed up by Smith. 1:38 to go on the Calgary power play. Some good passing action from the Flames, but Smith was not fooled. And we'll have a draw to his left. Gaudreau stays out there. Johnny wins the draw, gets it back. Puck comes to Johnny. Johnny with a shot, and it goes wide. Shot by Andersson goes wide as well. Puck is at the half wall by Tkachuk. Swings it back up top for Gaudreau. Gaudreau over to Andersson. Andersson on the far wall will spin around and dump it back to the near corner for Tkachuk. Back to Tkachuk it goes. And he's got it. Surveys his options. Broken stick on the ice in front of him. Gaudreau with it on his forehand. Down low. Gaudreau waits. Centers it, and took a white shot, and they score! Tyler Toffoli on the rebound, and the Flames have a 3-1 lead. Oh boy, Jay Woodcroft is not going to be happy about that one. I don't think any coach would be happy about that. You take a too many men on the ice penalty, and the Flames are able to make them pay. So, Flames have a 3-1 lead, 17:56 to go in the second, and they are able to once again get a quick goal to start the period. So, let's break this down. The near boards, it was Andersson. He goes on his backhand and swings it around the net. And then puck comes to Gaudreau. Gaudreau waits, and then it's deflected in front. And Lindholm, it wasn't a rebound. Lindholm had the puck, and he passed it from the slot to Toffoli, who was out the far circle down low. And he takes the shot, and he scores. 3-1 for the Flames. I don't know why we are taking so long to start the play. So, I don't know. Referee is at the box talking to a league official, so we'll see if this is under review. I don't know why it would be. Darnell Nurse is headed to the penalty box. Let's see. NHL app hasn't updated, so I don't know what the call is here. Darnell Nurse is in the box, though. So is, Tkachuk. So, are we about to go to 4-on-4? Is this just going to send us back to 5-on-5? We'll see in a moment. Toffoli is the most recent goal scorer. It is Toffoli from Lindholm and Gaudreau on the power play. Oh, there was an altercation between Foley and Nurse. Oh, dude, that is not good. Nurse hooked Toffoli's neck with his stick. Yeah, that's a penalty. 4-on-4 though for some reason. Flames have a shot and it goes wide, and picked up by Duncan Keith, who sent it over to Bouchard. NHL app crashes like at the top of every period, so I always got to reset it. Okay, there we go. Got that all set up. Now I can focus on this. McDavid over the blue line. McDavid deking around. McDavid to the net and saving by Markstrom, and they score! Leon Draisaitl on the rebound, and the Edmonton Oilers clap back 3-2. What a play from Connor McDavid, and it was Draisaitl on the rebound, and the Oilers are within one again. This is easily the best game that I've called so far. I love this game. Okay, this is amazing. All right, here we go. Let's break it down. So McDavid gets the puck at the red line, and he goes between... Oh, man, dude. He completely undresses Hanifin, and then Markstrom makes the initial save on McDavid, and Draisaitl is there to pick up the scraps and make a deposit at the bank to make it 3-2. So McDavid dancing in. Draisaitl picks up the spare change. 3-2, 17:27 to go, and Calgary has challenged the goal. Okay. So I guess they're going to challenge for goalie interference. Now, this is... Let me try and break this down for you. So McDavid goes around Hanifin, right? Collides with Markstrom to a degree, and then Markstrom makes the save, and then the rebound is scooped up by Leon Draisaitl, and he scores. So McDavid on his back into his forehand. Runs into Smith a little bit McDavid was in the blue paint, and then Draisaitl picks up the loose puck and scores. So I don't know. It's a bit of a toughie. It is a tough one. So if I had to say, yeah, he runs into Markstrom. Yeah, he does. Yeah, I don't know. I could see it both ways, honestly. Because you've seen some be called like this that are called goalie interference and some that aren't. It's a better look. He does hit Markstrom in the head, but it's not like it's not a really hard. It just his leg kind of brushes against his head. I don't know. Hey. That was a sick play by McDavid to go through Noah Hanifin. Completely goes through his legs, undresses him, and sends him to the gallows. Just absolutely just embarrasses Noah Hanifin. And then it doesn't score, but Leon Draisaitl picks up the loose puck. And we're about to get the official call here, and no goal. So they're taking it away. Goalie interference it is, and the Flames fans at the Saddle Dome are happy about that. So, my apologies, Oilers fans. It's still a 2-goal game. 3-1 Flames. And that is the second Oilers goal that has been disallowed. First one was disallowed off of a prematurely blown whistle. Official lost sight of the puck and blew the whistle before across the goal line, so no goal. And then now a successful challenge by Daryl Sutter and the Flames for goalie interference, and another one is wiped off the board for the Oilers. So think about this. This could have been a 3-3 game, but instead it is 3-1. Oilers have it. The Flames zone shot by Bouchard from the circle, stopped by Markstrom. We're 4-on-4 for another minute and 22. Backlund streaking in, a shot from the circle, saved made by Smith, rebound is picked up by Bouchard, and he will pass it ahead for Draisaitl in the neutral zone. Draisaitl tries to go around a Flame, couldn't do it, picked up by Duncan Keith. They send it back to Draisaitl on the near boards. Draisaitl, coast to coast for McDavid. McDavid stops at the circle, has it, gets it over to Keith. Back to McDavid. McDavid scores! What a goal by Connor McDavid! Completely undresses Markstrom, and the Oilers have gotten their goal back. 3-2. All right. Well, this game is interesting. So let's break it down. McDavid, coast-to-coast pass, receives it, gets it to Keith in the slot. Keith goes back to McDavid. McDavid goes back on his from his backhand to his forehand and goes around Markstrom, who's completely sprawled out. And Oilers get their goal back. That is a beautiful play by McDavid and Keith. A 1-2 play. And we're still at 4-on-4 for another 50 seconds. Connor McDavid gets the Oilers' goal back. Anderson streaking in after the Flames. Shot is stopped by Smith. Puck is held in by Hanifin. Hanifin around the boards. Brett Kulak is the first player on it. Lindholm steals the puck away from him. And Kulak steals it back. And the Oilers have possession as they come over the red line. Trying to center it for Nugent Hopkins. He was on his knees and he couldn't get that pass. Keeping it now is Hyman. Hyman at the top of the near circle. Hyman circling around. Hyman tries to center it for Nugent Hopkins. Intercepted by Anderson. And a plate up to Gaudreau. Here come the Flames. Gaudreau moving with speed. Gaudreau to the top of the circle. Tries to center it for Lindholm, but he couldn't do it. Good defense by Brett Kulak. Oilers have the puck now. Nugent Hopkins over the red line and no icing. Picked up by Kylington. Kylington over for Stone. Stone at the blue line. Hands over to Yarncrook. Yarncrook into the slot. Top of the circle. Shot! And it's stopped by Smith. Rebound. Comes to the slot. It's picked up there by Yarncrook. Back up top for a shot. And it's blocked. Puck stays in the Oilers zone. But the Oilers have it now. And they'll send it over to the Flames blue line. Centering pass for Kane. Kane a shot. And a brilliant save by Jacob Markstrom. Flashes the leather to rob Evander Kane of what would have been a game-tying goal. Wow. This series has had everything. Unbelievable. This is crazy, man. This is crazy. That McDavid goal was his 6th goal of the playoffs. Assist by Duncan Keith and Leon Draisaitl. Kane almost made 3-3, but Markstrom was on it. Makes a good save there. Shots are 5-4 this period in favor of the Oilers. Draw is won by Derek Ryan, and then the puck is stolen away from him. So Markstrom has now played around to Lucic at the far circle. Along the boards, gets it back. And the Flames have it at center ice. They'll dump it in after gaining the red line. Zadorov swings it around. Smith to play it, and the Oilers. It is Darnell Nurse over the Flames line, loses it. And the Oilers have to retreat to center ice. Hit by Archibald and Lucic. Lucic on Archibald, I should say, at the red line. Oilers from their own zones. Cody Ceci, a stretch pass for Zach Cassian. I haven't said his name tonight. That's kind of weird. First time I've seen him even. Anyways, it's an icing. And the puck will come all the way back to the Oilers zone. So Now they're showing Game 1 highlights. Game 1 Oilers highlights. I don't know why, but they are. Okay. Anyway. As we were. Draw is to the right of Markstrom. Coleman with the puck at the far circle and behind the boards. They will joust. Centering pass, a shot there! Saved me by Smith. Centering pass was by Backlund. Backlund has it now along the near boards. Slides it over to Coleman at the half wall. Coleman gets over up top. A shot there is deflected wide. Backlund's the first one on at the half wall. Coleman swings it around. Behind the net now. Back up top. Stone moves it to Mangiapane. Mangiapane tried to get it to Kylington, and he loses it. And the Oilers will try and break out, but the pass is too far for Josh Archibald, and now it's Stone who has it. Kylington sends it into the neutral zone. Flames dump it in after gaining the red line. Duncan Keith, the first man on it. He'll send it over to his D partner, Bouchard. Bouchard back to Keith. Keith, a stretch pass will get to Draisaitl. Draisaitl on his backhand. Turns to his forehand along the wall now. Leaves it for McDavid. McDavid on his backhand. Behind the net, pitches it to Kane. Kane at the near wall. Hands it over to McDavid behind the net. McDavid swings it around. McDavid, he still has the puck. McDavid into the slot now. And gets it to Keith. Keith turns it over. Flames have it now at the center line. Anderson will dump it in. Keith to retrieve. battle at the half wall. Oilers win it, and they'll pitch it out to center ice. Zadorov, the first man on that, and it looks battle like at the half wall. Change. McDavid heads off. Goodbranson sends it ahead. Played by Smith over to Keith at the near wall. He'll pitch out to the neutral zone. Flames have it now. Goodbranson with it at his own blue line. Hands it up to Toffoli. Toffoli tries to center it. And it was intercepted by an Oiler, and the Oilers can't get it out. Kept in by Goodbranson. Shot there is stopped by Smith. A quick one from the blue line by Goodbranson. Oilers now in the neutral zone. Dylan Dubé, good play to steal it away. Toffoli at the Oiler line is taken down by McLeod. And Marsham comes out to play it as the puck trickles to him. Flames at their own blue line look to break out. Here they come. It's Johnny Gaudreau. It was Dylan Dubé. Thought I saw 13 for a second, but it wasn't. Ritchie behind the net. Oh, and a big hit at the near circle by Brett Ritchie on Kulak. Stone behind the net. Stone tries to center it for Ritchie. Intercepted by Puljujärvi, and he'll send it back out to neutral ice. Lucic at the Oiler bench. Along the wall, Lucic working in deep. Lucic tries to center it for Ritchie, and it was broken up by Kulak. Good defensive play there. Kulak can't get it out, though. Held in. And turned over, and now it's Hyman racing in to the Flames zone with the puck. Good defensive play by Backlund to steal it away from him and take away a scoring opportunity. And Backlund has it now. He'll send up for Anderson. Anderson works it himself, plays it into the glove of Smith. Smith tries to play it to Nurse. Bounces off his stick, and a dangerous play there, picked up by Backlund. Backlund up top for Anderson, a shot, and it's saved by Smith. And now it's Hyman along the near board. It's checked by Coleman. Hyman able to get the puck away into neutral ice, where Mangiapane has it. Flames gain the red line and dump it in. Nurse chips it behind his own net. Flames on it. Mangiapane battles with Ceci. Joining the fray is Nugent Hopkins and Coleman. They'll battle at the far wall. Behind the net, it's Nurse. Tries to get it out. Held in by Goodbranson. Ritchie centering pass. Save made by Smith. Another shot there. Goes wide. Evander Kane with it now. Kane trying to work past Zadorov. Can he beat him? No. Zadorov wins the race, and Goodbranson helps out his partner and chips the puck away, and Smith to play it in the Oilers zone. Behind that now is Bouchard. Swings it over to Keith at the near wall. Draisaitl works it into the Flame zone, but it's picked off and sent back out to neutral ice where Bouchard will dump it in. Puck is played by Markstrom, and he'll hold. 10:23 to go in the second period. Flames have a 3-2 lead. And to think, if they had counted all those 2 goals for the Oilers, it could have been 4-3 Oilers. I will be back in a second. Don't go anywhere. They're a commercial break. But we'll be back. Alright, fellas, I'm back. And so is the game. Connor McDavid has been excellent in this game. I think he's got a goal and assist. Yeah, goal and assist so far. Excellent. Good stuff from him. I'm going to
do a quick test here. I want to see. Yeah, I want to make sure that you guys can still see the score when I do that. Yeah, there we go. All right. So that's that. Got that all sorted out. McDavid is at a point per game in these playoffs, 1.38 points per game. He's been good these playoffs. He really has. Draws to the left of Markstrom. 10:23 to go in the second period. We're almost halfway through the game. Draws one by the Flames. Toffoli at the near wall centers it for Dubé. Dubé works it in deep at the near corner. He is defended by Bouchard, who takes down Dubé, and Dubé is on his knees right now. He finally gets up, but the puck has already gone away. Duncan Keith in the near corner, or in the far corner, I should say. At the half wall, Flames try and keep it in, and they do. Yarncrook centering pass, a quick shot goes wide, and Goodbranson picks up at the point. Centers for Toffoli in the shot, a slot. Oh, and it goes wide. The goal light went on. Why did the goal light go on? That wasn't even anywhere near it. Anyway, puck goes around the boards. Offsides, I guess. I think they gave fans a bunch of red lights at the game, and they were flashing them because they thought it was a goal. It looked like the goal light went on. It wasn't. That was very deceiving. Tomorrow, as I said before, Avalanche and Blues. That is the only game tomorrow. That is at 8 Eastern. Should I do a live stream for that? We'll see. Probably. I like doing the live streams. So we'll see. Avs and Blues tomorrow, and then Sunday we got everything else. Rangers, Hurricanes, this game, or I should say this series, and then the other one. Shot by Gaudreau goes wide. Panthers and Lightning. Yeah. Oh, I have a brain fart there. Get back in the game. Stoppage of play. Puck went out of play on a shot that went wide, while the draw by Smith. Gaudreau goes to the bench. He's got 11 points in these playoffs so far. Unless, did he assist on one of the earlier goals? I don't remember. He did. So he's up to 12 points now. 2 goals, 10 assists, for a total of 12 points in these playoffs. Johnny Gaudreau. Puck works its way into the flame zone, and it'll be an icing. So puck will come back, and we'll have another draw by Smith. You know what I never understood is why do they have ads for the playoffs when people are watching the playoffs? It doesn't make a lot of sense to me. It's like, why are you advertising for something that people are already watching? You know, like, that doesn't make a whole lot of sense. It's kind of weird, but whatever. Draws one, and the puck again finds its way into the flame zone, but Anderson is hounded by, what was that? Who's that? Vander Kane. Draisaitl picks up the puck now. Behind the net for McDavid. McDavid. Good job for him to work on Anderson. Get the puck away from him. Flames have it now at the top of the blue line. Anderson try to chip it over. Puck comes to Evander Kane. Kane over the blue line. Kane to Draisaitl. Draisaitl tried to go coast to coast for Cody Ceci. Couldn't do it, and the puck bounces back into the Oilers zone. Nurse goes down with Yarncrook, but no call. Zadorov, at his own blue line, will play it up for Trevor Lewis. Lewis for Ritchie behind the net. Ritchie and Ceci battle along the boards. Ritchie joins the fray and is eventually able to steal the puck away. Ritchie still battles with Nugent Hopkins now. He joined, and he'll play it back up to Puljujarvi. Puljujarvi dumps it into the flame zone, no icing. Puck works it up to Ritchie. Ritchie into the Oilers zone at the half wall. Gets checked by Brett Kulak and turns it over to Nugent Hopkins. Lucic takes down Tyson Barrie. Barry's able to play it over to Puljujarvi. Puljujarvi tries to get it up for Hyman, and he does. Hyman on his forehand. Hyman to the backhand, and a save made by Markstrom. On Zach Hyman. Hyman gets it over, and a shot by Nugent Hopkins is stopped by Markstrom as well. Rebound comes to Toffoli. Toffoli over the red line. Tries to get past an Oilers defender. Couldn't do so, and the Oilers will go the other way. Hyman at the top of the circle. Button hooks. Spins around. Hyman at the circle. Has it. A shot deflected by Yarncrook. Goes behind the net and out of play. 7:31 to go in the second period. So brilliant work from Zach Hyman on that play. Good shift by him, and he was going backhand to forehand to backhand, and Markstrom wasn't having any of that. And he stops it. They're going to go to commercial again. Got a little bit of water left. My throat gets like super scratchy after a while. I'm just talking for like 3 hours straight. We're already up to an hour and a half. I've been live. And the game is like a little over halfway over if we don't even see overtime. So, yeah. After around this point, my voice starts to get a little scratchy. I can feel it getting scratchy just from talking so much. That's the other thing. Like, I gotta learn how to like train my voice to like be good consistently for like 3 to 4 hours at a time. And I can already feel it getting a little better as time goes on. Just you gotta like train. It's like working out. You know, you like work out your vocal cords. You just gotta like, you know, build up that muscle and just get things going here. Still a commercial break. We're back. There we go. Nice view of the Flames bench. They're chilling. Nice view of the Oilers bench. They're chilling. Woodcroft is talking to the officials. Talking about something. Very evenly matched game so far. It's anybody's game. Like, the score is 3-2 Calgary. It's anybody's game. Really is. I would not doubt the Oilers for a second. McDavid has been good in this game, man, and that's a scary sight if you're anybody on the opposing team. Alrighty, let's see what we got here. Yamamoto is out, so McLeod is out, which means the Oilers' third line is out. 7:31 to go in the second period. Draws to the right of Markstrom on the near circle. McLeod is kicked out, and Warden Fogle will take the draw, and he wins it back to Keith. Keith at the point. Keith slides it on over. Shard who takes a shot, and that won't go. Up and out of play. So, we'll do it again. I don't know why we gotta take so long on this, but, you know, it happens. Maybe I do need some water right now. No, I don't. Draw is won by Backlund. Puck is picked up, though, by Yamamoto behind the net. Yamamoto battling with Kylington. Puck is stolen away by Fogle. And the Flames retrieve it, and they'll break out. Here comes Stone. Stone gains the red line and dumps it in around the wall for Mangiapane. McLeod is the first one out of there, and they'll chip it up to Warren Fogle. Fogle, 2-on-1, tries to go around Stone. Couldn't do it. And Yamamoto is high-sticked, and we have got a penalty. The Flames are going to the box. Will it be 2 or 4? Looks like it's going to be 2. I didn't see any blood on him. So 6:57 to go in the second period. High-sticking penalty against the Flames, and the Oilers have a chance to even this thing up on the power play. Oilers already have a power play goal in this game. Or sorry, no, that was the Flames. Excuse me. The Oilers do not have a power play goal. My memory has failed me. Flames are 1 for 2 on the power play. Oilers are 0 for 4. So, they might want to change that. At least make it 1 for 5. Is it 4? Oh, if I read his lips correctly, is it a double minor? Guys, if I read his lips correctly, we might be seeing a double minor. Come on. I don't see any blood on Yamamoto's, though. That's like... Oh, there's blood on the towel. It's Kylington. Kylington's going to go to the box, and the Oilers are going to go to the power play.
they're reviewing it. See, like, I think he just got a bloody nose from it because there's no, like, visible cut on Yamamoto. But his nose is bleeding. But it's not a lot. 4 minutes. 4 minutes high sticking. So, this is a big chance for the Oilers. Double minor. 6:57 to go in the second period. And they could score on the power play here. On both halves of it. They could make this a 4-3 game and take the lead. So, interesting stuff going on here. Okay, I guess Kylington is not going to the box. He was in there initially, but it's going to be Stone. It's going to be Stone that goes. Oilers win the draw. McDavid. Back up to the point. McDavid moves back to the dot. Slides it over for Hyman, and he couldn't get it in on the wraparound. McDavid has it at the point again. McDavid and the near boards. Working it down low. Gets it back up top for Draisaitl. Draisaitl over to Barrie. Barrie over for Nugent Hopkins. Back up top for Barrie. Barrie to the near point for Draisaitl. Draisaitl works to the top of the circle. Slides on over for Nugent Hopkins. The shot is blocked. Picked up by Backlund. He'll try to get out, and it's held in by Barrie. Slides on over to Draisaitl at the near circle. Draisaitl gets on over for McDavid. McDavid at the dot. McDavid centering. Back up top for Draisaitl. They tried to go, and they couldn't get it. Puck is held in by Barrie. Barrie over for McDavid. Leaves it for Draisaitl. Draisaitl. Puck is poked away from him, but the Oilers are able to keep it in again. McDavid along the near wall. McDavid working around Backlund. Works around another Flame, but they eventually poke it back out to center. 3 minutes to go on the Edmonton power play. 5:57 to go in the second period. Oilers dump it in. Played by Markstrom. He'll slide it over to a defenseman, and they'll dump it out. And they'll kill some more time. 2:50 to go on the Edmonton power play. Here they come, and broken up at the blue line, and the Flames will send it back down with priority mail. They've almost killed the first half of the Edmonton power play. Double minor for high sticking. 2:28 to go on the power play. Oilers dump it in. Flames have it again. Can they get it out? Yes. Bouchard unable to hold it in, and the puck is at the Oilers blue line. Duncan Keith hands it off to McLeod. McLeod gains the line. Over to Kane. Kane for McLeod behind the net. He'll send it around to the far boards for Bouchard. Bouchard sends it back around to the near boards for Kane. Kane at the half wall. On his backhand, spins it back to Keith. Keith over to Bouchard. Bouchard to drive. He scores! Evan Bouchard, and 2:01 to go on the power play. The Oilers are going to have 2 minutes to go on the power play after this goal, and they have tied it up at 3. On a rocket from Evan Bouchard. Wow. Each team has caught some breaks, and the other team has not. This is a case for the Flames, but they did not catch a break. Bouchard scores with 1 second to go on the first half, the double minor. So the Oilers are going to have another power play. Bouchard at the top of the circle, a bullet over the right shoulder of Markstrom. And 4:57 to go in the second period. Oilers are still on the power play. Draisaitl. And passes intercepted by Toffoli, but the Oilers able to chip it back out to neutral zone. Here comes McDavid on his backhand, tried to get it back to the front of the net, and took a shot, and Markstrom has it at the side of the cage, and he'll freeze it. 1:44 to go in the power play. 4:40 to go in the second period, and Hyman is trying to scrap with somebody. I can't see the officials in the way. Mangiapane. Hyman and Mangiapane are jousting at the side of the Flames net. Referees break them up, and if you're the Flames, the last thing you want to do is turn this thing into a 5-on-3 for 1:44. So McDavid was streaking in on his back and tried to go to his forehand. Good defensive play by Goodbranson to poke it away from him and prevent another goal for McDavid. He's already had one in this game, and McDavid is going to go to the box. No. It looks like he was. He was skating right next to the penalty box and then left. So Zach Hyman is in the box. Had the camera focused in a little bit there, so I couldn't really see who was in the box. Hyman is in the box, and what do we got here? app is not updated, so I can't tell what the penalty is. No penalty. I guess Hyman is just in the box for fighting, but there wasn't a fight. I don't know. Either way, it's still a 5-on-4 for the Oilers. That's Evan Bouchard's second goal of the playoffs. Draws one by the Oilers. They get it back up top for Barry. Barry sends it over to McDavid at the circle. McDavid. His pocket is picked, and Backlund will send it to Lindholm. Lindholm into the Oilers zone, drops it off for Backlund. Backlund at the circle, takes a shot, and centering pass / shot for Lindholm didn't go, and now the Oilers go the other way. McDavid into the slot. Hands it off. A shot there is blocked. Shot by Evander Kane was blocked there. McDavid at the dot. Sent it to Kane down low. Kane behind the net for Draisaitl. Draisaitl tries to get it up top again, but they couldn't do it. Pass is intercepted, and the Flames sent it down. 1:05 to go on the Edmonton power play. To the final 5 minutes of the second period. 3:55 to go in the second. Battle along the boards, and the Flames are able to pitch it out again, killing more time on the penalty kill. It's Duncan Keith now. Keith moves it ahead for Yamamoto. Yamamoto moving him with speed, gets it to McLeod. McLeod slides over to Keith at the point. Keith, a shot, goes wide, looking for a stick in front. Bouchard over to McLeod at the half wall. Back up top for Bouchard at the far point. Bouchard drifts it over to Keith. Keith at the circle. Back up top for Bouchard. Bouchard, a shot, and it goes wide. Picked up by McLeod. McLeod centering for Yamamoto. Yamamoto down low. Moves it back up top for McLeod. McLeod down low for Yamamoto. Back up top they go to Bouchard. Bouchard over to Kane. Kane slides over to Keith. Keith from the dot. A shot deflected in front, and the Oilers can't get a stick on it. Again, they have it. Shot goes wide. Back up top they try to go, and the defenseman couldn't keep it in. And the Flames are back to even strength. 2:49 to go in the second period. Now it's Duncan Keith trying to break out again. Oilers turn it over to Zadorov in his own zone, and he will pitch it back up to center ice. And the Flames, good forecheck there. Puck goes into the Oiler bench, so we'll get a stoppage. 2:30 to go in the second period. Score is tied 3-3. Goal by Evan Bouchard on the power play has tied this thing up, and the Oilers almost made it 4-3. But nobody could get a stick on it as Markstrom was sprawled out. And so we remain tied. Try to mute my cough. Like I said, my voice gets raspy. And all right. That water from that water bottle is old. It's from yesterday, from the Panthers Flames, or not Panthers Flames. Man, think straight, guy. Think straight. It is the Lightning in the Panthers game. Doesn't taste very good. I think I'm gonna go get some new water at the top of the intermission after I do the recap. 3-3 game. This one has been a thriller, man. Oh, jeez, I like this game. Good stuff all around. Evenly matched. Let's see. What we got on the shelves. Oh no. Gotta pick that up. Okay, let's see. So, shots are tied at 24. So, like I said, evenly matched game, and the score reflects that. Flames are winning the face-off battle 56.4 to 43.6. Each team has a power play goal. Oilers are 1 for 5. Flames are 1 for 2. And everything else is pretty even. Penalty minutes, 18 for the Flames, 12 for the Oilers. But fun game so far. Draws one by the Flames. Good. Anderson sends it in. And it is Lindholm who picks it up. Behind the net now is Tkachuk. Tuck is stolen away from him, but picked up again by Gaudreau. Gaudreau tried to center it, and the
puck goes all the way back down into the Flame zone. Hannafin is getting pressured by an Oiler. Flames are able to break it out now. Over the red line is Anderson. Anderson on his backhand dumps it in. Will be played by Smith. Draisaitl now. Over the red line. Draisaitl. These are for McDavid. McDavid in the slot. A shot! Deflects wide of the net. Picked up there by Kylington. Kylington. And the Flames are able to get out. Oilers hold. Kane. Markstrom comes way out of his net to play it. Behind the net now is Stone. Stone will send it up for Backlund. Backlund over the red line. He's moving with speed. Backlund. 3-on-2. Backlund. Centering passes. Blocked by Brett Kulak. Good defensive play there. And the Flames aren't able to hold it in. Nugent Hopkins will pitch it back out to center ice, and it'll be picked up by Hyman. Hyman over the Puljujarvi. A shot goes wide. Save made by Markstrom. And he will hold. 1:20 to go in the second period. I think this might go to overtime. This could go to overtime if things stay the way that I think they're going to stay. You still have a period to play, but man, I don't know. I got an overtime feeling so far. And the Coleman line is out there for the Flames right now. But Branson with it now tries to swing it out of his own zone. Couldn't do it. Held in by Fogle. Fogle, a shot from the circle. And swallowed up by Markstrom. Shot was right from the dot. Markstrom was ready to make that save. $1:11 to go in the second period. Draw will be to the right of Markstrom. Coleman and Puljujarvi are jousting on the draw. Coleman gets taken down by Puljujarvi. No penalty there. Mangiapane goes coast to coast for Goodbranson. Goodbranson from his own blue line will chip it back up. And now it's Mangiapane dancing into the Oilers zone. Mangiapane has it. Working it down. The shot there by Coleman on the centering pass for Mangiapane. And he runs it to Smith. The save was made. We got a penalty here. And we got a scrum afterwards. So they got a few things to sort out. 48.6 to go in the second period. And Mangiapane is battling with Tyson Barrie after the whistle, and the referee finally now breaks him up. Both guys have lost their buckets, and I would expect, with the way the officiating has been throughout this game, I would expect them both to go, but time will tell. Coleman did run into Smith after he made the save on the Coleman attempt, and I believe Coleman might get a goalie interference penalty for that. It looks like he is lingering around the penalty box, and they're slowly guiding him towards it. Mangiapane is already in the box. Awaiting an official announcement from the referee. He's telling somebody to get in there. Like, yeah, you get in there. I don't know who the player in question is. It's Coleman. Yeah, it's Coleman. And Coleman finally goes into the penalty box. Roughing. Don't know what Coleman got. Barry's in the box for the Oilers, so Oilers to the power play. Looks like Coleman's going to get a goalie interference penalty. So Mangiapane roughing, Barrie roughing, and then those will offset. And then Coleman with the goalie interference penalty. So it looks like the Oilers are going to go to the power play and potentially take the lead heading into the third. We'll see. Good pad save by Smith on the initial Coleman attempt. And Coleman ran into him, so Edmonton to the power play. Daryl Sutter is not happy about that. Draisaitl wins the draw. Oilers unable to keep the puck in the zone, though, and Bouchard will retreat. 40 seconds to go in the second period. Can the Oilers score before the period ends? Bouchard gains the red line, looking for a trailer, and he finds him. It's McDavid. McDavid over to Nugent Hopkins. Nugent Hopkins works the half wall, tries to center it. Puck deflects back to the point. Held in by Bouchard. Bouchard gets it over. A shot by Draisaitl, and he whiffs on it. Picked up by McDavid. Gets it back to Draisaitl. Draisaitl at the half wall. On his forehand. Gets it to Nugent Hopkins. Nugent Hopkins will circle around. At the half wall he goes. Moves down low. Tries to center it for McDavid. Passes deflected back up top to Bouchard. Bouchard to McDavid. A shot there, and a save made by Markstrom. Rebound comes to Nugent Hopkins. Backs over to McDavid. McDavid up top for Bouchard. A save made by the right pad of Markstrom. And the Flames are able to get it out, and the period is over. So we're tied at 3, headed into the second period. We got a good one. We certainly do. It is a 3-3 game. And let's go over the goals in the second period. So we've had 3 in the first and 3 in the second. It was Tyler Toffoli that made it 3-1 early on, and then Connor McDavid, amazing one-man effort. Two-man effort. It was a good play by him and Duncan Keith, but McDavid did pretty much all the work on the goal. He went to his back and went around Markstrom. So he scores there off a 1-2 play from Duncan Keith. And then the next goal was we had the Evan Bouchard goal. Is this out of order? No, it's not. And then we had the Evan Bouchard power play goal, which tied at 3-3. Is that Bouchard's second of the game? No. Duncan Keith had the first one. So 2 goals by defensemen for the Oilers in this game. 3 if you want to count Stone's goals. So 3 goals by defensemen in this game. But yeah, Bouchard had the last one and tied it at 3-3 on the power play. And so let's go through the stats. 29 shots for the Oilers, 25 for the Flames. Flames are winning the face-off battle 60% to 40. Each team has 1 power play goal. Oilers 1 for 6, Flames 1 for 2. 22 penalties and minutes for the Flames, 14 for the Oilers, 24 hits to 22 for the Oilers, 12 blocked shots to 10 for the Oilers, 7 giveaways for the Flames, and 9 for the Oilers, and 7 takeaways for the Flames, and 1 for the Oilers. And shots in the second period, Oilers took 15, Flames took 13. And that is the story so far. When we come back, I will take a moment and talk about the period and talk about some other topics. I gotta get some water first. Well, maybe I won't. Maybe I'll do that later. Let's talk. So, if you guys, I'll say this. If you have any topics that you want me to cover when I get back, they'll be about like 30 seconds, so it won't be too long. If you guys have any topics that you want me to talk about during the intermission, feel free to drop those into the chat box. Please drop something in the tongue twister. Please drop something into the chat box so I have something to talk about. If not, I just have to make up stuff on my own, and that gets tiring. So please, if you have something you want to talk about, it doesn't have to be related to this game. It could be related to sports in general. Drop it into the chat box. We'll talk about it during the intermission. I'll be back in about 30 seconds. I got to get some water. My voice is killing me. I've been doing this for almost 2 hours now, so we still got a period to go. So I got to get some water. But yeah, feel free to drop something into the chat box if you want to give me a topic of discussion. If you want to get my opinion on anything, go ahead and do that. I'll be back in 30. Rough for rail. Nothing in the chat box. Okay, I guess I'll come up with my own stuff. So, now that I'm back, got a drink of water here. Really needed that. A lot of action in that period, but I'm gonna do a quick recap. If you guys want to have any topics of discussion that you want me to talk about during the intermission, feel free to drop that in the chat, and I'll take a look at that, and we can talk about it. It doesn't have to be about this game; it can be about the sports in general, playoffs in general. Excuse me. So feel free to drop that there if you want me to talk about something. But here we go. To the stats. To the stats we go. And here we are. So, score is 3-3. We started out with a goal by Stone for the Flames. 3 minutes into the first period, he got the first one, and then Brett Ritchie scored 3 minutes later, exactly 3 minutes later, to make it 2-0 Flames, and then Duncan Keith scored for the Oilers to cut the deficit in half to 2-1. And there was a point in time in the first period where the Oilers thought that they had tied it. Puck was into the back of the net, but the referee lost sight of it, and we got a goal disallowed because of that. Ref lost sight of the puck and blew the whistle, and Oilers lost a goal in that place. So it was 2-1 heading into the second period, and then Tyler Toffoli made it 3-1. But the Oilers came roaring back. They thought that they scored again. That goal was called off for goalie interference, so it remained 3-1. And then Connor McDavid said, enough of that. And then he took matters into his own hands, went to bang-bang play with Duncan Keith. McDavid basically walks around Jacob Markstrom and scores his sixth of the playoffs, makes it 3-2. And then Evan Bouchard on the double minor, first half of the power play, scores on a slapper, makes it 3-3. That's the second of the playoffs, and Oilers weren't able to score on the next half of that power play, but it is a 3-3 game, and the Oilers are on the power play to start the third period as well. So that is the story so far. Let's talk about players that did well in the game so far. For the Flames, I like Tyler Toffoli in this game. I think he's been good. Backlund has been noticeable. Backlund almost had a goal. I had a one-on-one with Smith, and the puck just rolled off his stick, so he wasn't able to get a shot away. But Backlund's been good. The entire Flames roster has been pretty decent, if I'm going to be honest with you. The guy that could step up a little bit more is Tkachuk. I haven't called his name a lot. Hasn't really seen him do a whole lot. So, I mean, he's been physical here and there, but you want to see some scoring from a guy that scored 104 points in the regular season, 42 goals, 62 assists, total 104 points. You want to see a little bit more from that guy here in this game. He's got 9 points in the playoffs before this game. Has 10 now as he had an assist on the Stone goal to start the game. So that's where we stand with him. But yeah, I'd like to see him score a little bit more. As for the Oilers, they had a good second period. Connor McDavid has been phenomenal. I mean, what do you expect? It's Connor McDavid. He scores in this game, his sixth of the playoffs. He's been really good. Let's see who else has been good for the Oilers. Zach Hyman has been very good. He's forechecking very well. He's also been physical. Ryan McLeod has also been good. He's been noticeable. He's been making plays. Done a good job for the Oilers there. I'll change this to second intermission, just so people don't get confused. So we're at intermission. But yeah, he's been good. Duncan Keith has been noticeably good in this game. The Keith Bouchard pairing has been good offensively for the Oilers. Tyson Barrie has been good on the power play. Guy that could step up a little bit more. I said in the first intermission it was Jesse Puljujarvi. He did a little bit more in the second period. But again, I feel like he could do a little bit more. But his guy that needs to step up. Still for me, it's Warren Fogle. He was a good depth forward for the Carolina Hurricanes. Had a lot going there. But
You want to see something from him in the playoffs. He doesn't have any points in these playoffs so far, unless he's assisted on any of those. No, he didn't. So he's still got no points in the playoffs through 9 games. He had 26 points in the regular season, but you want at least something. He's only one of 2 players, I believe, to not have a point. Maybe he's the only point on the Oilers roster. Excuse me. Wow, just keep mumbling here. But anyway, regardless, I lost my train of thought. He doesn't have any points in these playoffs, so you want to see a little bit more from him. He's a -2. That's where we stand. Play has been good. Play has been really good. Back and forth action. Pretty even in shots, 29-25. So there's that, and then good offensive play. 3-3 game heading into the third. It's anybody's game at this point. I said it when it was 3-2. It's anybody's game at this point, and it still stands as 3-3 in the second intermission. So, good goals. Not really super greasy goals either. Like, they're good shots and everything. So we got ourselves a really good hockey game here, and this series is going to be fantastic. I'm looking here. I think I want to do another live stream of this series. Let's see. When's the next game? Next game is on Sunday. Yeah, that's at 8. So yeah, I'll probably do that one too. There's 3 games that day. In the afternoon, it's Panthers and Lightning. Then at like 3:30, it's Hurricanes and Rangers. And then 8, it's Flames and Oilers. Yeah, this series has been really good. The Hurricanes and Rangers is like no scoring, and the Panthers and Lightning is like just the Lightning dominating. So, I like this. I like this series. So, we'll stick with it, and expect to stream there on Sunday. Yeah, Sunday. And I think I'm gonna do another one tomorrow for the Blues and Avs. That series is tied 1-1. Again, feel free to drop anything in the chat box if you want me to talk about it. We're at intermission here. If not, I will just continue to mumble to myself and just talk about stuff, I guess. Excuse me. That water is so much better than the other water I had in there. The other water was from yesterday when I did the Panthers and Lightning live stream, and I had a bottle of tea that I was using for caffeine earlier. Finished that, not working. Kind of tired, if I'm being honest, but there's that. But finished that, and then my voice started getting super raspy because it's getting dehydrated, and the only water I had was from the other day. The Flames and or not the Flames and the Panthers. That's the second time I said that. Lightning and the Panthers, and I took a sip of that, and it was disgusting. That's not good water. So now, got some good stuff here. Oh my gosh, they got Ryan. Is it Ryan Callahan in the ESPN desk? They got Steve Levy, Ryan Callahan, and Kevin Weeks at the desk here. See, here's the thing. Here's the goal for the channel. Okay, you guys want to hear the goal for the channel? Here's the goal. The goal for the channel is for us to create a community where we can get like a good amount of people watching this live stream. Like a goal was like 10 to 20 people watching these, where we can get guys or people to talking to the chat box. Oh wait, my camera's muted. Talking to the chat box. Wait, the YouTube chat box is down here, and my chat box is over there. Get people to drop stuff into the chat for me to talk about, so we can talk together about these games, kind of like these guys do at the desk, where they can talk to each other and bounce ideas around and just talk about the game. That's what I want. Right now, we're not really there, and I understand that. We just got to keep building. But that's the goal. I think that would be so much fun, dude. So much fun to just be able to talk about stuff like that while I get to do commentary. So, yeah. So that's that. That's the goal here. But Right now, nobody in the chat box. You got anybody watching right now? No? Man, that's, yeah, it's okay. Yeah, I've been live for over 2 hours now. After 2 hours, about like the hour and a half mark, I start to kind of wear out. Get kind of tired. My voice gets tired for sure. But yeah, I'm using OBS to stream. Let's talk about my setup actually. So I use OBS to stream. So OBS will show you the chat, but it won't show you how many people are watching. So I have to open up in my browser. I use Microsoft Edge. And you know what? I'll tell you this right now. Microsoft Edge is a good browser. I will not elaborate further. It's a great browser. I love it. Use it all the time. I used it back when it was Internet Explorer. Love it. To this day, will never switch. Never. Anyway. Yeah. So I have to switch over to Microsoft Edge, to the YouTube Studio Live Desk Control Center thing. And, yeah, oh, I can create a highlight video? Oh, okay, I didn't know that. Yeah, okay, so maybe I'll create a highlight video for this, with all the goals. Some loud motorcycle was driving by. Okay, so, yeah, I'll do that for you guys. I'll make a highlight video, of the stream, because these get kind of long. We're already up to, like, over 2 hours. So, if you guys want me to make a condensed, highlight of... Oh, dude, that's a great idea. Oh, why didn't I think of this sooner? Okay, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take the highlights from this, do a picture-in-picture with the highlights from the game, right? Because I can do that and not get copyrighted, because if I have me talking over that, yeah, yes, I can do that and not get copyrighted. So I'll create a condensed highlight video for you guys of all the goals, and yeah, oh, that's cool. That's a great idea. Yeah, why didn't I think of that before? Yeah, I'll do that. Yeah, I'll start doing that from now on. So there you go. Yeah, so we're still in intermission here. We got intermission for like, oh my gosh, no, I don't want an ad. We got intermission for like another, I don't know, it's not telling me. We're still in intermission for a little while, so if you guys want to drop any topics of conversation into the chat, by all means, please do so. I'm running out of topics to think about, man. So if you want me to talk about something sports related, or if you just want to get my opinion on anything, honestly, I'll tell you anything. But you know, I could talk forever. But if you want to drop something to the chat, feel free to do so. Topic conversation, we can talk about it. We're still in intermission. I would be more than happy to do so. Because the idea, like I said earlier, is to build a community where we can get like a bunch of people watching these, like maybe like 10 to 20 people, and people can drop stuff in the chat. We can talk about the game as we go. Kind of see, like I don't have a color commentator. See, it's just me doing my own broadcast, and so it would be really cool if we could, instead of having like a color commentator where it can be like, oh yeah, guy, you know, this happened. You know, I thought this about this. We can have people in the chat that would do that and kind of say, oh man, that's a good play. I know that play sucked. Or, you know, whatever. But so that's kind of like my idea, my vision, if you would say, my vision for the channel, is to get something like that going. But anyway, let's check Twitter. Should we check Twitter? I kind of hate Twitter. I like it because it's easy to post on there, but man, I don't like I don't like the stuff that goes on there. Let's see. So, news from today. Rick Bowness is stepping away from the Stars. He is done in Dallas. His assistants left as well. So, Rick Bowness is out. Period's about to start here, actually. But Rick Bowness is out as head coach of the Stars. And, yeah, that's pretty much the big news from the day. Draw at center ice is won by the Flames. Branson will dump it into the Oilers zone. Oilers are still on the power play for $1.05. So that's that. Oilers over the red line. It's McDavid moving with speed. Stops, pivots, and drops it off for Draisaitl. Draisaitl in the near corner will send it back up top for Bouchard. Bouchard over to McDavid. McDavid on his forehand from the circle over to Draisaitl, a one-timer, and the shot was saved by Markstrom. He was on it. And the Flames are able to dump it back down and kill some time. 40 seconds to go on the power play. Good play from McDavid to Draisaitl, one-timer, but Markstrom was ready. And Draisaitl over the red line. Tried to pitch it back for McDavid. Puck was bouncing, and the Flames are able to steal it and dump it back in. 26 seconds to go on the power play for the Oilers. Can they get one last rush here? McDavid over the blue line. Hits a flame up high. It was Dubé. McDavid into the slot, and the puck goes wide. Draisaitl turns it around, sends it to the behind for McDavid, and he tried to center for Draisaitl, and he is stopped by Markstrom. Power play is expired. That was weird. That caught me off guard. McDavid did hit somebody up high. I didn't see which flame it was, but he did hit somebody when he was moving in. Oilers dump it in deep. Kylington, the first man on it. Stolen away by Yamamoto. Yamamoto tried to center it for McLeod. Couldn't do it, and the puck is taken by Gaudreau and sent coast to coast to Chuck. He turns it over, though, and hands it to McLeod. McLeod send it to his defense pairing, and they'll send it up. McLeod working it deep. Markstrom plays it away from him. Around the boards it goes. Ceci at the point. Shot goes wide. It is McLeod along the far boards. Tries to work it in deep for Kane. And Kane tried to center it. And we might be getting a penalty to Evander Kane based off the way that he's reacting. Time will tell. Every time the period starts, the NHL app crashes. I have this open here. Every time. Got to restart this. So I think it's Kane. They're not showing it. Okay, that's fine. Calgary to the power play. Cross-checking to Evander Kane. Flames get tied up at the draw. Let's pitch it into the corner. Anderson plays it around the boards, but it's intercepted by an Oiler, and they'll pitch it all the way back down into the Flame zone. And so the Flames will regroup. 1:45 to go on the power play. Anderson drops it back for Lindholm, over to Chuck at the point for Anderson. Slides it over to Toffoli. Toffoli at the dot. Toffoli working it behind the net. Toffoli gets it back up top for Gaudreau at the near point. Gaudreau to the dot. Gaudreau sends it behind the net for Anderson at the point. Anderson gets it back down. Back up to Anderson, over to the side for Gaudreau. Tried to center it across for Toffoli. Pass was broken up, and the Flames tried to get it back up top for Anderson, but the pass was too hot for him to handle, and they'll have to regroup. A minute to go on the Calgary power play. Excuse me. Hanifin dumps it in. Puck comes right to Smith, and he'll send it all the way back out. And back to Markstrom, and Markstrom will send it back up to the neutral zone. So a little bit of passing back and forth by the goalies. It is Dubé, who tried to work it into the zone, but he's offsides. Gaudreau tried to go cross crease for Tyler Toffoli, but it was deflected by Nugent Hopkins, who broke that up. Otherwise, it would have been a one-timer, which you've already seen Toffoli score on in this game, so keep that in mind. Backlund wins the draw at the neutral zone. He still has it. Gains the red line. Drops it off for Hanifin. Hanifin moves it in. Hanifin working in deep. Hanifin around the goal. Hanifin back up top. Sliding it over to Backlund at the near circle. Behind the net now. Sends it back to Backlund in the corner. Dubé at the far corner. Dubé. The top of the circle, slides it over to Hanifin. Hanifin over to one-timer by Stone, goes wide, and the puck will bounce all the way back out into the Flame zone, and that'll do it for the Calgary power play. 16:08 to go in the third period. Flames regroup and try and get a push. It's Gaudreau over the Oiler line. Gaudreau tries to center it. It's blocked and remains in the near corner. Gaudreau tries to center one, and it's Lindholm that was tripped up, and no penalty called. Flames have it at the blue line.
Working into the slot for Gaudreau. Back up top for Zadorov. Zadorov slides it over to Goodbranson. Back up top for Goodbranson. A drive, and it's saved made by Smith, and he'll hold. 15:41 to go in the third. So the Flames have had some good offensive pressure to start the period, as they have had in the previous two. However, they haven't scored so far. And now Smith is hunched over after making that save, but he appears to be okay. Actually, wait a minute. He is heading to the. Is he heading to the bench? Camera angle. Show me Smith. Show me Smith. Okay, I don't know what he's doing. I guess he's fine, I suppose, if they're not showing him. Draws to the left of Smith, and it'll be Gaudreau and Nugent Hopkins. Gaudreau wins the draw. Back up top for Stone. Over to the near circle. Try to get it across the crease. Kylington has it now. Coleman in the near corner. Slides it around for Backlund. Centering pass. Blocked. Backlund has it again. Backlund tried to get it back up top. Picked off by the Oilers. And they have it. Darnell Nurse. Nurse. Kicking the puck away from Coleman, and he'll send it all the way down, and that will be an icing as Kylington wins the race against Hyman. Need some more water, man. Right draw is once again to the left of Smith. It's Yarncroc and Nugent Hopkins. Yarncroc is kicked out, so he will be replaced by, I can't see the number, it is Dubé. Really bad ESPN camera angle, can't tell what's going on. Yarncroc in the corner, tries to take a shot, stopped made by Smith. Rebound is picked up by Cody Ceci, and the Oilers can't get it out. Dubé in the far corner. Drops it off for Yarncroc. Nurse intercepts and will try and play it out. Can't do it. Held in by Toffoli. Toffoli saves us from having to watch this god-awful camera angle. And here come the Oilers. Hyman almost won a race against Hannafin, but it was swept away by Markstrom. I hate that camera angle, man. When they show it from behind the net, you can't really tell what's happening, and they just sit there on that angle for forever. I hate it. All right. Oilers, McDavid at the half ball. McDavid drops it off for a shot by Barry, and it's quickly swallowed up by Jacob Markstrom. 14:23 to go in the third. And we're still tied. Because look, on that camera angle, it's like, it's behind the net, right? So I can't tell what is the near corner and what's the far corner. So it just becomes my left and right. Right. Well, I can tell, but it's harder to tell. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's like, it's also hard to tell which player is which because there's no number at the front of the jersey, but it's on the back and the arms, so it's easier to see from side to side. Gaudreau over the red line, over the blue line now. Gaudreau waits, gets reinforcements, sends it to Goodbranson. Back up top for Zadorov, a drive, and it's blocked and kept in by the Flames. Another shot goes wide, and this one comes all the way back down into the Flame zone. So left for the group. Zadorov picks it up there. Zadorov over the red line, dumping it in, far corner, Nurse, trying to get it out, and the puck is picked up by Warren Fogle. Over the red line it goes, and he'll dump it in. Markstrom to play it behind the net. Lucic has it in the air corner. Flames aren't able to get it back out, though. Ceci at the top, a drive, and it goes wide, and out of play. 13:33 to go in the third. And they're gonna head to commercial, and I might do the same. Let's see, but we're gonna go back up to the control center. Yeah, I'm gonna do the same. I'll be back in just a moment after this break.
Alright, we're back. .3 to go in the third period. Score is tied 3-3. Anybody's game. One shot could win it. Flames have it in their own end. Is Tkachuk carrying it over the blue line, sends it off to Gaudreau. Gaudreau moving with speed, goes between two Oilers. Gaudreau trying to go to his backhand, loses the puck, and the Oilers have it now. It's Evander Kane. Kane gets it to Cody Ceci, works over the blue line. Ceci, a shot swallowed up by Markstrom, and he'll hold. Cody Ceci's been good in this game. I think Cody Ceci gets a bad rep for his time in Ottawa. He was in Ottawa, right? Yeah, I think so. He gets a bad rep for his time there. But he was good with Pittsburgh last year, and he's been good for the Oilers, so he's a good defenseman in my book. I like him. I think he does a good job. Flames win the draw. Behind the net, it's Goodbranson. Goodbranson moves over to Coleman. Coleman slides it over to Zadorov, and the Flames will look to break out. Coleman over the red line. Trying to get it to Backlund. Puck ups to him, and he takes a shot, and it goes off the stick of Barry and out of play. Jay Woodcroft is barking about something, and the Oilers are not happy. If there's no penalty called, the draw will be to the right of Smith. Yarncrook and Ryan, but Ryan's thrown out of the circle, so it'll be Yarncrook and Ryan Nugent-Hopkins will battle in the circle. Flames win another draw. Goodbranson keeps the puck in. Puck goes sky high and is kept in. Shot by Zadorov from the point, goes wide and into the glove of Smith. So we'll hold. And we'll get another draw. 12:49 to go in the third. Could we see an overtime game? We will see. We will see. I've never called an overtime game before, so we'll have to see how that goes. And draws again to the right of Smith. This time it's Ryan and Yarncrook. And Yarncrook gets thrown out, so I guess that was not the case. Draw is won by the Flames. They're able to keep it in. Toffoli. Toffoli at the circle. Slides it back around for Dubé. Dubé on his backhand. Dubé at the top of the circle. Spins around. Gets it back in deep for Yarncrook. Yarncrook over to Zadorov. A shot is gloved down by Smith. No rebound. He'll hold. Let's see here. Sorry, I'm trying to find the link for the... Draws once again to the right of Smith. 12:28 to go in the third. Oilers win the draw. Duncan Keith gets it out. Center ice, it's Kyler Yamamoto. Gains the red line, gaining the blue line. He's getting checked by Lindholm. But the Oilers still have it. It's McLeod. McLeod on his back end. Spins around. McLeod into the shot. A shot there. Rebound. McCain goes wide. Back up top. A shot there by Bouchard. Saved by Markstrom. At the half wall, it's McLeod. Back up top. Another drive goes wide. Markstrom can't handle the rebound. Oilers looking for it. Puck comes to Gaudreau. He will try and dance around two Oilers. Couldn't do it, but luckily he's helped out by Hanifin. Hanifin turns it over to Yamamoto. Yamamoto into the slot. A shot there by McDavid. Save made by Markstrom. Brilliant. Markstrom masterclass. Gaudreau at center ice dances around an Oiler. Tries to pitch it, but it's gloved down by Leon Draisaitl, and the Oilers have it. Backlund keeps it in. Backlund pitches it down low for Coleman. Coleman in the slot. And a save made by Smith. Puck ends up in his catching glove. 11:28 to go in the third period. Take a look at some stats.
Shots so far. Shots are 34-30 in favor of the Oilers. Each team has taken 5 so far in the third period. So pretty evenly matched. This game has been pretty evenly matched so far. Good offensive looks for both teams. Coleman robbed by Smith most recently, and we'll have another draw to the right of Smith. Again, 11:28 to go in the third. We are still tied. We could see overtime if neither team scores. We got a false start in the draw, and Trevor Lewis is going to be kicked out. Lucic will take the draw for the Flames. Flames have been better in the faceoff circle, and they win yet another draw. Held in by Kylington. Sliced over to Stone. Shot is blocked and goes wide. Flames are able to retain. It's Lucic on his backhand at the half wall. Turns the puck over, and the Oilers go the other way. It's Zach Hyman. He's trying to beat two Flames, and he's able to do so. He retains possession of the puck, goes around the net, and sends it to the slot. A shot goes wide, and it'll be picked up by the Flames. Here they come. Trevor Lewis over the red line to Lucic, who dumps it in. Ritchie trying to work it in deep. Hits Duncan Keith. Lucic soon follows. Bouchard able to pick the puck for the Oilers, and here they come. Over the red line, sends it right into the glove of Zadorov. And we turned over to Puljujärvi, shot, and save made by Markstrom. Toffoli now over the red line. Both teams trading chances. Toffoli over the blue line. Shot into the pad of Smith. Comes to Tyson Barrie. He'll lift it to center ice, as the Oilers will go for a change. 10:30 to go in the third period. Flames back up into the neutral zone. It's Yarncrook along the near boards. Will dump it in deep to himself. A Flame gets taken down. It's Tyler Toffoli. Yamamoto was the culprit. No call. They battle along the boards. Puck is stuck along the wall. 2 Flames, 2 Oilers there. Who's going to win the battle? And the Flames do. Back up top for Anderson. Anderson sends it around. McLeod is the first man on the puck there, and the Oilers have it. Can they get it out? No. Held in by Anderson. Anderson along the wall. Half wall penalty. We got a delayed call here. Who's it going to be against? We will see. I think it'll be against the Oilers. Like Warren Fogle is complaining, and normally when you see somebody complaining, it means that they're off to the penalty box. So we'll see. We'll see who goes, but see if the NHL app will update here. Slashing is the call, and it is Warren Fogle. So Warren Fogle will go to the box. Flames to the power play. Critical point in the game. It looks like the next goal could win it, as we're about halfway through the third period, and it looks like they're going to go to commercial break, which is a good time for me to check the stats. So here are the stats so far. Flames will be on the power play when we return, but right now the Oilers lead the shots department 36-32. Flames are doing really good in the face-off circle, 63.6% to 36.4% for the Oilers. Both teams have a power play goal. Oilers are 1 for 6, Flames are 1 for 3. We'll look to improve on that when we get back. A lot of penalty minutes in this game. 22 for the Flames, 16 for the Oilers. Well, I guess it would be 18 now. I don't think it's updated yet. But that's that. And then 30 hits for the Flames, 25 for the Oilers. Heavy hitting series. We knew that coming in. We expected that. It's Flames-Oilers. Of course, there'd be a lot of hitting. 13 blocks apiece, 10 giveaways apiece, 7 takeaways for the Flames, 3 for the Oilers. And then in this period alone, each team has taken 7 shots. So it's been even so far. And that is the story so far. Let's do a real recap of the scoring. So the recap, Stone scored 3 minutes in, and then 3 minutes after that, Brett Ritchie made it 2-0 for the Flames. But then the Oilers, with about 7 minutes to go in the period, Duncan Keith scores on a beautiful backhand pass from McDavid, 2-1, and then Tyler Toffoli made it 3-1 in the second period. Oilers have had 2 goals disallowed, one because of prematurely blown whistle by the ref. He lost sight of the puck and blew it before the puck went to the net, so no goal there. And another goal taken away for goalie interference, so it was 3-1 Flames at that point. After the second Oilers goal was disallowed, Connor McDavid says, fine, I've had enough. He comes in, bang, bang play with Duncan Keith. He scores his 6th of the playoffs to make it 3-2, and then Evan Bouchard on the power play, a slapper from the point, went through everybody and tied it at 3. And that is where we stand so far. No goals so far in the third period, and it looks like the next goal will win it. It is shorthanded. It's Zach Hyman. He moves in a score. He scores on Jacob Markstrom's shorthanded goal. The Oilers have a 4-3 lead off the draw. Wow, I was not expecting that. Wow. Okay, so Zach Hyman stole the puck off the draw, and he went
to the races and blew past the Flames defenders. And he goes in and he beats Markstrom and scores 1-on-1. So let's take a look at this. Off the draw, Flames is a turnover by Anderson and is picked up by Zach Hyman. Very speedy player, goes 1-on-1 and just chips it over the glove of Markstrom. The old Matt Murray goal. And yeah, Markstrom was on his knees right over his glove. 4-3 Oilers with 9:46 to go in the third period. This is the Oilers' first lead of the series. And Zach Hyman's third goal of the playoffs. Draw is won by the Flames. Anderson still out there. Flames have it at the red line. They'll carry. Gaudreau gets it over to Toffoli at the point. Over to Anderson now. Back over to Toffoli. Toffoli walks in. Gets it deep for Gaudreau. Gaudreau at the top of the circle. Now at the half wall. Gaudreau tries to center. And hits an Oilers stick. Eventually makes his way to Tkachuk. Tkachuk. Down low for Toffoli. Puck bouncing around. Toffoli sends it back over for Tkachuk at the half wall. Back up top there for Anderson. Anderson over to Gaudreau. Fake the shot. Gaudreau now shoots and stopped made by Smith. And they score, but they're going to say no goal. The referee says no goal. And I guess the whistle was blown and Smith had it. That looks like what the call is going to be. I have the game on mute for copyright reasons, so I can't exactly hear what's being said, but it looks like we have the same situation we had earlier, whereas the goal is disallowed, but I believe they would look at it, right? 1:08 to go for Calgary on the power play. 9:06 to go in the third. Let's take a look. Now they get a closer look, and Smith had it, and then they kept hacking away at it. It was underneath his pad. So, looks like we're going to have no goal. Still 4-3 Oilers. And will they take a look? It doesn't look like it. Daryl Sutter is having some words with the official. Giving me another look. Oh, Smith never had the puck. Mike Smith never had the puck there. It all comes down to, once again, if it was a prematurely blown whistle. I guess that's the case because they continue to play. Zach Hyman. Been very good in this game. He's able to get the puck out for the Oilers and kill some time on the penalty. 57 seconds to go for the Flames on the power play. Sliding over to Gaudreau. Over the red line he goes. To Tkachuk. Tries to get it back for Gaudreau. Couldn't do it. Picked up by Anderson. Now the puck is at Gaudreau's feet and it's stolen away. And the Oilers will get out again, killing some more time. 40 seconds to go. Markstrom will look to play it up. Here come the Flames. Lindholm leaves it for Backlund. Flames, not seeing a lot of urgency here. Over the red line they go to Dubé. Dubé over to Backlund. Shot there by Mangiapane, goes high and wide. Puck is kept in by the Flames. Backlund over to Stone. Shot goes wide. Stone has a goal in this game. Puck is kept in. Hit thrown along the boards by Dubé on Yamamoto. Lindholm keeps it in at the far point. Gets over to the half wall for Backlund. Backlund over to Stone. Stone at the top of the circle. Shot goes wide. And it'll be kept in by Hanifin. Penalty has expired. Flames with it now. Trying to work it in deep. Keeping it in is Hanifin. Mangiapane has it now. Checks Yamamoto as he steals the puck away from him. The Oilers dump it in to the Flame zone. Puck goes wide of Markstrom. No icing. And the puck is worked back up to center ice. Over the red line, it's Yarncrook dumping it in deep for Lewis. Smith is also out there to poke it away. And the Oilers have it now. It's Draisaitl. Draisaitl on the play from Smith. Draisaitl shot, score! And Draisaitl scores on the breakaway. And the Oilers have a 5-3 lead. So, in a sudden turn of events, in what seemed like we were headed for a tie game going to overtime, the Oilers have scored first on a shorthanded goal. Oh, wait, that's not right. First on a shorthanded goal. And then now on a breakaway on a play from Smith to Draisaitl. Draisaitl picked it up at the opposing blue line. Blue passes Zadorov, and he goes and beats Markstrom. Short side, and that went off the post and in. Oilers with a 5-3 lead. 7:24 to go in the third. And that's his second goal of the series for Leon Draisaitl. And the Oilers stars have been shining bright tonight, as McDavid has been good, and so has Draisaitl. Anderson off the draw has it for the Flames.
They're going to need 2 goals here if they want to even things up and send it to OT. Smith plays it behind the net. Smith has always been pretty good at playing the puck. Along the wall, it is Lindholm. Gets it up for Dubé. Dubé will get it to Yarncrook. He's hit by Kane. Flames are trying to make a change. Dangerous play there. Almost caught for too many men on the ice. Kylington now waiting for reinforcements. He's got him. He works over the red line and dumps it in deep. Smith tried to play the puck. Flames keep it in. Kylington up top. A shot goes wide. And the rebound, Blake Coleman had it. Now they battle along the boards. Kylington chops it in and keeps it in. Gaudreau behind the net tried to center it. Shot there goes up and not out. Stays in. Kept in by Gaudreau. Gaudreau tried to center it. Shot for Kylington goes wide. And now Gaudreau keeps it in again. Hands it off. Kylington back to Gaudreau. Gaudreau tries to center it for Lindholm. Pass is broken up by Cody Ceci. Good defensive play there. Flames keep in and shot by Gaudreau at the point. Pad saved by Smith. And the Oilers are able to get it out and take a breather as they get a change. Under 6 minutes to go in the third. Kylington has it for the Flames. Flames are showing some urgency here. Coleman over the red line. His pocket is picked by Warren Fogle. Fogle to the goal. And it's picked up by Markstrom. He fanned on the shot. And so we're going to stop the play as he holds. 5:47 to go. 5-3 is our score. Flames are going to need 2 goals to tie it. Oilers have 2 goals in the third period after we were tied to start the period. And Gaudreau had a great look. And he was robbed by the glove of Smith. And there was a rebound on it too. But Flames weren't able to get to it in the Oilers. I would expect to try and shore up defensively here. They got a 2-goal lead. With about 6 minutes to go. And you would think they would try and shore up defensively. And the Flames would try and get something going on offense. They're down by 2. Looking to tie. If they can't get it done, it'll be 1-1 split going back to Rexall. Or not Rexall Place. Man, why was I thinking Rexall Place? It's Rogers Place. Oilers have to do arena. Rogers Place. Yeah. Wow. I don't know why I said Rexall. But yeah, back to Edmonton. They would go 1-1 apiece. And you know what? The story so far is the Oilers stars have shined. They've been really good. Flames, Gaudreau has an assist in this game, but not a ton from him. No goals. No goals to Chuck. Oilers stars have been really good in this game, and it was Draisaitl to put the Oilers ahead 5-3 on the breakaway. And so it'll be a tall task for the Flames to get back into this game, but they got 5 minutes and 47 seconds to figure it out. Smith was talking to the trainer during the timeout. What is he? Is he eating a Snickers bar? What is that? Did he just eat a Snickers bar and an entire bite, Mike Smith? Is that what I'm seeing? There's no way that's real. I swear that was a Snickers bar. That was unbelievable. Bouchard works in deep for the Oilers. Behind the net, it's Backlund. Derek Ryan applying the pressure there. McLeod over the line. Tries to get it over to Fogle. Flames take it away. And puck is held in by Duncan Keith. He'll swing it around the boards. Mangiapane along the near boards. He'll go. Moves into center ice, gains the red line and dumps it in, but pass is intercepted by Duncan Keith, and he'll work it back up to the neutral zone. Rasmus Anderson did not gain the red line and dumps it in, but no icing is called as an Oiler was there. Duncan Keith behind the net, slides it over to Bouchard. Bouchard works into the neutral zone. Glove down by Hannafin. Oilers have it. Bouchard at the left circle, waits for a change. Under 5 minutes to go, 4:41 in the third period. 5-3 Oilers. Calgary leads 1-0, but if the score holds, it'll be a 1-1 split headed back to Edmonton. Behind the net now, it's Hannafin. Along the near boards for Dubé. Puck is kept in by the Oilers. McDavid pitches it behind the net for Anderson. They're just trying to kill some clock. 4:20 to go. Over the red line, it's Anderson. Into the Oilers zone they go. Yarncrook at the point. Shot there. Looking for deflection in front. Anderson was there, but the puck is swallowed up by Smith. And we will get a draw to his right with 4:11 to go. Most goals in games 1 and 2 combined. This series is number 2 with 23. First, 1981, North Stars and Bruins with 24. Pretty cool. And then the Oilers have been a part of 4 of the top 5. That's interesting. You have to think that was Gretzky era Oilers, though. And we have draw to Smith's right. Cece has it. Tries to play it out. Couldn't do it. Shot by Zadorov is stopped by Smith. Rebound behind the net. Lucic has it. Back up top they go to Goodbranson. Goodbranson keeps it in and sends it down deep for Ritchie. Ritchie on his back end. Now to his forehand. Tries to spin it around for Zadorov. Zadorov at the point. He is hounded by Nugent Hopkins. Good forecheck there. And the Flames have to retreat into their own zone. Lucic with it now. Gains the red line. Gains the blue line. Lucic trying to do it all. Lucic at the half wall tries to center it. Puck goes into the near corner. Nugent Hopkins is there battling with Trevor Lewis. Puck eventually squirts out, and it'll be taken by the Oilers. Can't get it out, though. Shot by Hannafin, and deflection goes by Lewis. Held in there by Anderson. Anderson lurking behind the net. Here he comes. Anderson back up top for Hannafin. Hannafin. Shot there. Swallowed up by Smith. 3:12 to go in the third period. And we get a penalty call. Who's going off? We got a slashing call. Calgary to the power play. It is Nugent Hopkins for slashing. So this is a perfect opportunity for the Flames to get one and be within one. 3:12 to go. Crucial seconds on the clock for the Calgary Flames. Again, it is Ryan Nugent Hopkins slashing. 3:12 to go in the third period. Flames are down by 2, and they're pulling Markstrom. So with the net empty and on the power play, it'll be a 6-on-4 for the Calgary Flames. 3:12 to go. They need 2 to tie it. Again, they pull within 1 here on the power play. Flames win the draw. Cody Cece and Backlund battle at the boards. Puck squirts out to Foley on the near circle. Toffoli looking for a deflection in front. Couldn't get it. Held in by Anderson as the Oilers tried to pitch it out. Anderson working in deep for Tkachuk. Tkachuk down low in the near corner. Tkachuk waiting. Gets it back up top for Anderson. Anderson slides it back to Foley. Foley tried to center it. Couldn't get it there. And the Oilers pick it off and they'll send it back down to the Flame zone. 2:42 to go in the third period. 1:29 to go on the power play. Here come the Flames. Over the red line, it's Gaudreau. Gaudreau carries over the blue line. Over to Backlund now. Back to Gaudreau. Gaudreau centers one, and it goes through the crease. Tkachuk has it now at the near point. Tkachuk shoots. Rebound there. Couldn't go. Oilers try to get out. Held in by Gaudreau. Gaudreau at the line. Moves into the top of the circle. Gaudreau at the half wall now. Gaudreau back up top for Anderson. Anderson looks over to Toffoli. Toffoli works it in deep. Goes around the boards for Gaudreau. 2:10 to go. Minute to go on the power play. Shot goes wide. And the Oilers have it, and they'll dump it back down, and it'll go all the way behind the net. 2 minutes to go. 47 seconds to go on the power play. Gaudreau over the red line. Carries it himself over the blue line. Gets it over. Shot there. Goes wide. Back up top for Hannafin. Hannafin looking. Gets it over. Going to cross crease. Shot there. Goes wide by Dubé. Gaudreau tried to go cross crease for him. Back up top now. Stone to Hannafin. Hannafin works it down deep into the near corner for Dubé. Dubé back up top for Hannafin. Over to Gaudreau at the far circle. Back up top for Stone. Shot is blocked and pitched away by Hyman. Hyman trying to win the race for the empty net, and he's tripped down. No call. Hannafin behind the net. Hyman still pressuring. Flames have it. 8 seconds to go on the power play. 1:17 to go in the third. Gaudreau over the red line. He's still out there. He's long-winded on this shift.
Flames in the near corner. It's Dubé. Dubé looking for options. Back up top for Hannafin. Hannafin over for Gaudreau at the far circle. Gaudreau shot blocked. And now it's Rasmus Anderson. Anderson sends it around. Net is empty for the Flames. 6-on-5 situation here. Kept in by Yarncrook. Yarncrook pitches it in. Glove down by Cece. Cece over to Draisaitl. Gets it out of the zone. And it's King at the red line, and he misses the empty net. No icing as he had gained the line. Anderson. 38 seconds to go now. Smith has the puck now after the dump in by Anderson. Tried to get out, and he couldn't do it. Flames keep it in. Trying to center it. Pass is picked off, and the Oilers get it out to center ice. 25 seconds to go. Oilers 5-3 lead, and it looks like this one is going to go to the Edmonton Oilers. Oilers with it now. Trying to dump it out again. Held in by Hannafin. To the slot for Anderson. Couldn't get a shot off, and Hyman will pitch it out, and it'll go all the way back down for an icing. 7.7 seconds to go. 5-3 Oilers lead, so it looks like this one will go to the Edmonton Oilers, as I don't see the Flames scoring 2 goals in 7 seconds. So, good game played by both teams, but the difference is the Oilers made the most of their opportunities in the third, and goal by Hyman on the breakaway shorthanded, and goal by Draisaitl on the breakaway are the difference makers in the third. 5-3 Oilers lead, and I don't think Sutter's called a timeout. No, he hasn't. Flames win the draw. Oilers have the puck. Behind the net it goes. Nurse has it. Gets it off to Puljujärvi, and the horn sounds, and the Edmonton Oilers have tied the series. We'll head to Edmonton, tied 1-1. Oilers win it 5-3. Game-winning goal, short-handed tally by Zach Hyman. So, that will do it. Oilers win, and as Ben Stelter would say, play La Bamba, baby. The Oilers have won. So, we'll take a look at some of the final stats, do a little recap, and then I'll send you on your way. So, let's take a look at the stats for each team. Shots were even, 40 apiece. Face-off circle, Flames were clearly better, 66.7% to Oilers 33.3%. So Oilers were only winning 1 in 3 draws. Oilers were 1 for 6 on the power play. Flames were 1 for 5. A lot of penalties in minutes, 42 total, 20 for the Oilers, 22 for the Flames. 40 hits for the Flames, 27 for the Oilers, although you can't be too sure about that stat as it's tracked by the home team. Walks are 17-13 in favor of the Flames. Giveaways, 13 for the Flames, 14 for the Oilers. 7 takeaways for the Flames, 5 for the Oilers. And then the Flames had more shots in the third period compared to the Oilers, 11. The Flames had 15. And that is the stats there. Do a little recap of what happened here in the game. So, Flames struck early. They scored 3 minutes into the first. It was Michael Stone. Then Brett Ritchie 3 minutes later makes it 2-0 for the Flames. Then Duncan Keith gets the next goal for the Oilers to cut the deficit in half. Beautiful play from Connor McDavid to set him up. It's his first goal of the playoffs, cuts the score to 2-1. Then the Oilers thought they had a goal. Puck went into the net. Whistle was prematurely blown. Thought it was going to be 2-2. It was not. We start the second period 2-1 Flames. Tyler Toffoli makes it 3-1 Flames. On the power play, he scores, making it 3-1. Then once again, the Oilers think that they had a goal taken away by goalie interference. But then Connor McDavid says enough of this, takes matters into his own hands. A bang-bang play with Duncan Keith, and he scores. Connor McDavid, his 6th goal of the playoffs, beats Markstrom beautifully, 3-2. Then, on the power play, Evan Bouchard makes it 3-3, and we go into the third period, tied 3-3, and I was thinking, wow, we might get an overtime game. Not the case. Zach Hyman scores a shorthanded goal 10 minutes and 14 seconds into the third to make it 4-3 Oilers, and then the Oilers never looked back, as Draisaitl would score again 12:36 to go into the third on a breakaway. And that made it 5-3, and that was the final score. 5-3. 3 stars of the game. Number 1, Connor McDavid. He deserved it. He was fantastic. Second, Zach Hyman with the game-winning goal on the shorthanded. He was shorthanded tally, so he gets the 2nd star, and then Johnny Gaudreau gets the 3rd star
He had, I believe, it was 2 assists. Let's see. He had 2 assists in the game. So Johnny Gaudreau is your third star. So, series is tied 1-1. They will head back to Edmonton, all tied up. And yeah, I mean, I didn't expect this series to be a sweep. No way. It's like the Flames look good to start the game, but I mean, like it's a rivalry series. There's no way the Oilers were gonna let it be a sweep, and they didn't. It's tied 1-1. It's going to be a long series. It's a rivalry series. There's no way the Oilers. We're going to do another live stream for the next game, which is on Sunday. It's tied 1-1. So mark your calendars for that. It's going to be a long series. It's going to be a great series. Oilers win. I want to do another live stream for the next game. We got ourselves a good series, which is on Sunday. So mark your calendars for that. If you like goals, if you like hits, this is the series. Oilers win. You tied 1-1. We got ourselves a good series here. Earlier today, Hurricanes took down the Rangers, so they lead 2-0 in that series. Tampa Bay leads the Florida Panthers 2-0 after winning on basically a buzzer beater with 3 seconds left to go. Goal by Ross Colton made it 2-1. So Lightning have a 2-0 lead against the Panthers, and then the Blues and Avs are tied 1-1 after the Blues win 4-1 on yesterday, I suppose. So that is the news from around the league. Other news: Rick Bowness has stepped away from the Stars, and his assistants have left as well. And if you follow the ECHL, the Florida Everblades are up 1-0 in their series after a 4-3 overtime win against the Growlers. And then the Utah Grizzlies also won in overtime. It was 5-4, and they are up 1-0 against the Toledo Walleye. Other ECHL news: the newest ECHL team, the Savannah Ghost Pirates, will be the ECHL affiliate of the Vegas Golden Knights. Vegas Golden Knights' former affiliate was the Fort Wayne Comets. Now it will be the Ghost Pirates starting the 2022-2023 season. If you follow basketball, the Mavericks are down 0-2 to the Warriors. Warriors won 126-127 in Game 2 today, so Warriors have a 2-0 lead, and then the Celtics and the Heat are tied 1-1. Game 3 for that will be tomorrow at 8:30 Eastern. So that'll about do it for us here. Thank you all for watching. That's gonna about do it here. Oilers win 5-3. Good game by McDavid. He's the first star. Zach Hyman is the second star with the game-winning goal on a shorthanded tally. And Johnny Gaudreau, 2 assists, is the third star of the game. I just dropped something, but it's fine. It's fine. But yeah, tied 1-1 going back to Edmonton. We knew this was going to be a long series, and it's been an exciting one. A very good series. Lots of scoring, lots of hits. So if you like that kind of stuff, this is your hockey series, man. You got to watch it. So that'll do it for me. I'm Guy from Pulse Sports, and thank you all for listening. Hope you enjoyed the stream. We'll be back next time on Sunday for Game 3 of Flames and Oilers. Thinking about doing Avs and Blues tomorrow. We'll see. It's the only game on tomorrow, so we'll see what we end up doing. But if you want to stay notified about that, follow my Instagram and Twitter, Pulse Sports Talk, so you get notified when I go live. And you get notified about updates around the league, updates around sports, news, rumors, all that kinds of stuff. Good stuff over there. So follow Pulse Sports Talk on Instagram and Twitter for that. And that'll pretty much do it for me. So thank you all for watching.